quickly. Brent McCaffer goes to him. There's a bit of a push, a bit of a shove. Lockie Keefe back in the team last week as a late inclusion. Brown goes to Cameron. And let the action begin. Watch out for Wiley on Pendlebury. He'll give him as little space as possible. They're right on the edge of that centre circle as Giles gets the Giants going, and the Collingwood fans let out a bit of a roar just to get their team involved. Harry O back into the thick of things. Shield has been the most impressive midfielder of the Giants this year. Into Cameron, early win for Brown, and a conclusive one at that as he dashes away and gets the Pies going. Dane Beams at 34 last week in his second game back. This is side bottom and they flow nicely. Dwyer's been outstanding. Delivery was good. He got it back from McCaffer. Now took it from Sinclair to a vacant square. Swan couldn't quite hook it in, but he can spin, he can dance, and he can handball. Ben Reid starting forward and starting with a goal. Nice start, Shorey, for the Pies.
Oh, that was pure, wasn't it, from the half-back line. You can see a little bit of urgency about their play, and we talked about it more defensively. McCaffer, some good hands to keep the ball alive here. And nearly marked this Swanee on the first occasion, but then just got the handball out, tackled fairly well. And this man, Reid, left foot. You had to know that he was going to turn on his left foot. That's the only foot he's ever kicked with in his life.
Kicked a goal he needed two there after missing a crucial one last week. Ben Reid kicked no goals, one behind last week. 2 goals the week before against Adelaide and 4 against Carlton here 3 weeks ago. So he's starting forward. It's a rare time that he's actually done that. Of course, he did it against the Lions when Cloak was out injured earlier in the year. There's Grundy. Look at him bouncing up. Showed a bit there. There's some encouragement for the Collingwood fans. And Shaw sends it out to the wing. And the chase is on. And Kennedy, who was a late inclusion, got disposed of successfully by Hampton on that occasion. And Adams brings the Giants back to the wing where Shield takes the mark. Early thoughts, Stern?
Oh,
too early.
Yeah, she's just at the moment you're just seeing GWS can't get their hands on the footy. They've won one contested ball, and yeah, just looking for them to actually retain possession at the moment.
Terrific collect from Grundy. Some early signs.
Oh, how good was that, Harlow? That was at his toenails then. That picked that up.
Cloak just a little too far to score on that occasion. Along he went the line to Reid. Side bottom. Good pressure from Haynes, Green. Davis is there as well, and they're eventually all over and out. So Davis has got Cloak. Moore playing on Reid as the key matchups in defence for the Giants. Big Witts has gone back to the goal square as well for the Pies. So there is a bit of height down there. The Cloak pushing up the ground. Marley Williams. Umpire said that's enough. So he bangs it long. Cloak v Davis. Davis with the first tap. Moore the second. Hampton put the head down, the bottom up. And he got shoved in the back.
Field Davis or Curly Hampton? Curly?
One thing I do like at the moment is that Collingwood are looking like they want to go man on man, especially in their back line. They're going to give themselves a good hit out.
And it's going to give a testing afternoon for Nathan Brown if they're purely one-on-one.
And it's going to be a good test for Nick Maxwell against a real hard runner like Adam Tomlinson.
Look at that.
He just leans back and said, have a look at what I can do on the MCG.
Sometimes, Shorey, a young kid comes on the scene and a few people highlight him and we get intoxicated with how good this kid's going to be. And it almost steamrolls into something it isn't. There's none of that with this kid. He is just damn good. Seriously good.
He took it on, didn't he, Derm? He knew he was going to make the distance any time there.
Just so many attributes he's got to him.
Well, he's actually got really good hands above his head as well.
Here's his season and where the goals have come from. 44 now with that one.
Just don't know about the Nathan Brown matchup on camera. Might have gone Keefe. I know Keefe's just got back into the game, but
I'll just talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
I was talking to Kingy before the game about the role of the key backman in current day footy. And while we get a break here, just the key backman now is such a big man that when you get another key forward opposed against them who has real agility, it creates enormous trouble for the key backmen that we see coming out on the pitch in this era.
Brown, a couple of good spoils in the game to match the Cameron goal. Goldsack called upon to work hard. Scully back in the team. Shield could see the major openings. O'Brien could see where it was headed to. He comes back to let a much-needed hand, and he was desperate to get it through from behind, so the Giants are in front. And he sure came in to kick it in, but Harry O said, no, I'm going to do that before he can get back and help out Maxwell, and they've got it to Grundy on the wing.
Jim McCappa's free on the wing.
Dane Swan, and there is the number 3 for the Pies. He's got side bottom over the top. Step by step, he's got 20 metres in the clear. Can he preserve that as he runs to the 50? With time to steady. He loves the left foot. He sends it to the top of the square. It's an interesting kick. Pendlebury had Williams for company that time. Was it deliberate? It was.
Ooh. That's not well, you're allowed to hit it away from your opponent.
Yeah, but you've got to try and hit it down the line, dude. Maybe it was too square to the contest. We'll have a look anyway. Hopefully we can get a replay and have a look.
That's pretty fortunate.
So Scotty Pendlebury,
left footer.
Just kick the goal. It's not that hard.
14 goals for the year. Oh. Just set up on top of the line, and it ends up being a rush behind.
He never really wanted to kick that. Just never really wanted to take the goals on from the moment he had it.
Yeah, I don't know why. Your left footer just swinging, in ball, open up about 5 or 6 metres.
No, they like being on the other side these days, sure. As the Pies work it over the line and out of bounds.
Isn't it amazing? He could see play unfold ahead of him, 50 metres away, and drop it on a bloke's chest and hit a target the size of a bin lid from 45, yet he won't take a shot at goal from 30.
Yeah. Josh Thomas has been an impressive comer this year for the Pies. McCaffer and then Moore gets it out of there. High ball. Keefe, Maxwell, Shields got the run of it and collected well, and then Goldsack dumped him over. Bit of Harry O'Brien back in the team today.
Well, they need his run.
Yeah, no doubt.
They just got to have his springboard run out of the back line, out of the defensive side of the ground.
Just showed how important he is to the team. Career best average of 22 disposals too for Harry O'Brien, so it's easy to forget that he's actually having a very good season. A different role, you have to be said, I guess, where he's going to get more of the footy.
I'm trying to find out who's picking him up because you give him a lot of space.
It's been a promising start for the Giants. Green with the up and under. To half forward as Dane Swan. Charging out with the footy. Skipping across half back with a bounce. Changing the angle on the way out to Brown. Just to hit the charging target and stretching out. McCaffer takes it. Nothing obvious down the line though for him.
Do you see how Swan looked down the field first? That's because no forward presented at him, and they were all very, very deep. Now they've got 3 key forwards and none of them was able to come at him. So one of them must separate from the rest of the group, lead up at him and make space in behind him.
Well, they've got a loose back now. They've got one in front and one behind Cloak, and the one behind got to the front more, didn't take the mark.
He's not out anymore.
I was going to say.
He got a leg on the way through. He's out cold.
And that's going to really... Well, let's hope he's all
yeah,
right.
it's right in front of me, Hutto. He's collected a foot on the way through there as he come to ground. I think he smashed his head into the ground on contact with the ground. He's concussed himself. He's in a bad way down here.
Now that's too close to play, so well done, umpire. Now watch where his head goes down. The player coming through, is it Little Blair? Gets a knee on the head.
Oh,
hits it back. And then another one from his teammate.
Got in the right spot too.
Just clipped in the right spot. Oh, and then the follow-up.
Multiple. He was already out by the time the last one came through.
Well, he's got... they have a look at it here, and thankfully the umpires hold up play. He's got 20 minutes, of course, he can go off, and then they can bring the sub straight on for 20.
He's real crook.
I don't think I've ever seen a player cop so many knocks in one
hit
incident.
Hey, as you know, like go up there and do a little bit. I haven't been up for a while, but genuinely tough man.
Yeah,
hard as nails.
Kennedy is the sub. Back in the team today. Playing in the NEFL a couple of weeks ago. They had the bye last week. He's played 13 games for the season. Adam Kennedy.
Just a couple of things with Collingwood. I know while this is happening, just to talk about the situation where Benny Reid starting forward. I think they have to keep going with that. You know, they've got to find another option than Cloak.
Well, it's a good day today to see whether he can do it from the start.
A long period of
from
time.
The start,
but even with that, Hutto, even with his little cameos, I think they've got to go with it and stay with it for right through to the finals now, even against good opposition. Because at the moment, Keith will find his way in a month. They're probably better, and great to see. Great signs there. Timmy Moore getting up and walking off the ground. We'll have 20 minutes, and I don't think it'll be good, boys. I think they'd nearly have to sub. You would think, Dermot, I'm seeing what you've seen there.
What we saw there. Well, he went to get up and he fell back.
And he is strong. He's a tough character, this one.
It's a big unit.
What can you tell us from down there, Kingy?
Look, it's hard to tell, isn't he? He's walking from the ground. He'll be assessed over the next 20 minutes. But in terms of what Shorey was just talking about with the three tools they've gone with in the forward 50 at the moment, Collingwood, there is a trade-off there that you do allow the opposition to counter-punch with leg speed. And so far, the Giants have kicked their total score of 1 goal 1 from counter-punching from that defensive 50 going full length of the ground. So there is a trade-off, and we'll monitor to see how that goes.
Yeah, I wouldn't go with a 3, Kingy. I just think Reed's a talent. He knows how to play as a forward. He was recruited as a forward, matter of fact.
Wiley put the head down.
There's one matchup really looking forward to here. Adam Treloar, I rate this kid as the best on-ball prospect in the league at the moment, who's yet to play out a second season. He's exceptional. He's going to go with Dane Swan here, and the kid likes tackling, he likes body contact, but he's got to be on his wits if Swan gets out the back door on him. It'll be a good test for him.
Pendlebury got out and gave it to Marley Williams. Scrappy in the cloak direction. Davis did enough. And they'll come away. Darley goes short and finds Taylor Adams. And now they're quickly up to the wing where Green negotiated well by Heath Shaw. And telling little knock from Keefe. He gets the footy on his own terms in the end. Kicks well to Swan. Swan's already gathered 4 disposals so far. Penalty 3. Takes a second chance. He just
got 5.
Brushes past Adams and then delivers onto the out in front of a chest of Cloak, who can wind it from there to the square, and the wrestle is on. And Bruce was going with Reed, and Haynes.
He's very fortunate that Josh stayed in. He faced Reed, but I reckon he got away with it because Reed grabbed him and went to throw him around. There's Adam Treloar. You're going to hear a lot more about this kid. He is seriously good.
Brogan to Haynes. There was no real ruckman there for Collingwood, which is, when you've got 3 forwards, I don't think they'd be all that pleased with the disorganisation down there. Good tackle from Grundy. He's there now.
Just want to show you this last one in the cloak where it was a scrubber kick for Marley. Have a look at the numbers. 1, 2, 3, already back to the cloak area. So if Collingwood, they know it's going there every time. You've got to be better than that looking forward, Collingwood.
Look at Jeremy Cameron. He's got a bit of go in him. He'll hunt him. You watch. It's like he does. He says, I don't care, I'm only in the second year. I'll take you on.
Harley Williams, have a look at the Moser players out there at half forward. There's nothing doing there at all.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Settle down. Watch the hands.
He's hurt himself, Williams.
Goes back to Hampton now, trying to get some dash. Darley. It is a real rainmaker out to the wing. Green versus Maxwell. There might have been a bit of a shove there. No. It's over and out.
He came out with a bit of a limp then, Marley Williams. Let's have a look here. Oh, I reckon he got a knee to the inside of the left leg.
He nearly got worse than that, Derb. It was a bit higher.
A bit higher than that.
O'Brien. Careful steps into the middle. Was designed for McCaffrey. Got there eventually, and the loose one over the top to Keefe. Finds himself on his own. Now he has company. Side bottom. Cloak led hard, then he doubled back. He was trying to anticipate where he'd end up. On the bounce, it pitched in a dangerous spot. Giants sensing the urgency. Davis, good pressure, terrific pressure. Thomas was able to get involved. But unfortunately for the Pies, he's missed everything. Scores remain level, and they've got through 13 or 14 minutes here, the Giants, and they're still on level terms with the Pies. Kick goes out to half-back, and it's over the line and out of bounds.
I can tell you what, you can just see Adam Treloar there, number 17. He was in the circle, and he just looked around and said that should have been a handball over the top. We would have just probably split the lines here of the Collingwood defence.
From the throw-in, outside the 50, Grundy fended it back. Wiley. And the Pies have locked it in that forward half at the moment. Goldsack. O'Brien, it really wasn't a great handball to get to him. He had to fight tooth and nail to get a clearing ball, which he did. Grundy, it's in again. It's 3 on 2. in favour of the Giants, and 4 on 2 and 5 on 2. Wiley arriving, Bug.
Well, they really know it's going there. They can really put a
Oh,
lot of players there.
Thomas tried to lock on. They have got every man and a dog there, the Giants. And working it around by hand. The problem is they can't get it out of there. But Collingwood can't score, so I suppose it's not a bad situation.
I think Hutto and Durham and Shorey, you have to drop one in short early.
No doubt.
You drop one in short early, get them guessing. If they go to cloak every time, then it just gets too predictable and too easy to defend.
Tried to go to Reed on that occasion, but didn't make it that far. And the mark taken by Adam Kennedy.
Now, Brogan's, he's long in the tooth, but he's just crossing the centre line there, the centre square line. He's got to get over here and get underneath this kick.
So Kennedy on the ground. Kick goes to the wing.
Now his Big Dean's gone straight for the bench. That's enough for me for that run.
There's Haynes and there's Brogan. 1 goal, 1 apiece. 15 minutes gone, opening term. Grundy thumps it down. And well read by Sidebottom.
He's been playing out of the back half, you know, Hutto, for a month now. Just playing off half back, nearly like a swinging wingman pushing back into the fence. This is a dangerous kick.
It was, yeah. So O'Brien, Tamale, Williams, delicate operation for the Pies. O'Brien back, and he is pumped up at the moment. Got the Pies through the middle. Beams, and the spread is on out wide again to Sidebottom.
He's got to go short because Giles is down the line.
Went to Grundy, as it turns out.
He's been good. Looks good, this kid, doesn't he?
Doesn't he move well? He's an interesting story too. As he goes short.
Now, swinging ball before they get numbers back. That's what you got to do.
So now he's gone over Giles's head.
Reed climbing high. Scully sensing the urgency required. Dangerous kick. Kennedy has shown an ability to work hard and kick a goal in his short time in the game. Davis, accidental smother from Ward. Got it back to Derm's man, Treloar. Bouncing end on end. Blair can line him up. They just come again. You'd be pretty tired as a Giant defender right now.
That's a shocking kick.
Davis sumps it over.
That's a kick to a player who demands the ball, but because he's got a big body. But that should have been in the corridor or looking to the switch in the corridor. You know, that's again the cloak issue with this side at the moment.
Ward's his beams over the top.
Now, just coming out of the back line, we're going to have a look at this here. Look at Scully comes around. Now, close to the boundary line. See there on the left-hand side of screen, that player, the good teams hit them up. Now, Tom's an experienced player compared to most of his other teammates. He's got to hit that player up.
Created from Pendlebury, but there's some high contact.
And it's a tough kick. I know, going back to it, it's a really tough kick under pressure. But if you want to say you're elite, that's what you do. You hit those players up under pressure.
Well, here's the Pendlebury handball to have another look at. And in just a moment, we're used to seeing his outstanding skills, and it results in eventually in a Blair free kick. And from the Pies' point of view, they'll be in front. You would think after this, it's no matter whether it's by a goal or a behind. And it's the latter. And so for 11 inside 50s to 3, they haven't got a lot to show for themselves.
Which is credit to the GWS Giants defensively down back. I think their support play has been really good. They know they're going to be up against it, against a side like Collingwood, given the amount of ball that's going to go in there, Hutto. But I think their first 20 minutes has been really good.
Well, the contested possession, 23-18 in favour of GWS, but the kicking, the retention of the kicks, 75% to Collingwood for efficiency, only 56 to GWS. So they give it back a little bit more than Collingwood do. Well, 20% is a fair bit more.
Darley into full stride now. Cameron got a little shove or hold maybe rather than a shove from Brown, who knew that he had to release it, and he did. No, I don't think the coach will like that too much from Sidebottom. Devon Smith in towards full forward. And Pendlebury had to defend, but the numbers were against him. And Cameron, that's going to break the heart of Nathan Brown.
He knocked that over, Jeremy Cameron. If you watch this hand, his left hand, I reckon he taps that over Brown, knowing I can't mark it. Now that's a look away wasted play. Yep. But you look at Jeremy Cameron, I reckon he deliberately taps this over. He does too. That's pretty good thinking, Shorey.
Well, he's a smart player, but the other thing you've got to ask there, Nathan Brown. I don't think it's a great matchup for this man. He doubled back on him again, and Nathan Brown was 60 metres from him on the 50-metre arc.
None to impress. Nathan Buckley, Jeremy Cameron with 2 goals, and the Giants lead by 5. And Brogan, that points Witts, got the tap down.
Another win for GWS inside.
Oscar Elliott got a kick out to full forward. Here the danger growing. Keefe, this way and that. Got it all sorted just at the last possible moment and needed to. Shaw, as the Pies fans find some voice. The outstretched hands and the run of Dwyer. Being pursued by Scully. Just a minor linger. Now Swan was quick to capitalise. He'll get it back from Witt. He's got Reid as the deepest option. Comes to the footy and takes the mark. Got one under his belt already. Lining up for another.
Well, I like that setup. They push Cloak up. I think if Cloak plays from the square, you try and hit him inside 50 most of the time, and that's an issue with Collingwood now. But what they did, they pushed Cloak up about 25 metres, nearly playing as a centre half forward. And they've got Grundy down there too, but he's just going to be the last out. And that was a better setup than Collingwood, I thought, as a forward line.
So Reid, it was pretty hard left, wasn't it? There's a couple who have gone begging for Collingwood so far. One from Blair, one from Reid. The Giants lead by 4. Bit of a pained look on some of the Collingwood players' faces after that, given what happened last week.
Clearances 9-5 in favour of GWS.
The kick was compressed somewhat, but it was effective on the way out, and plenty of effort after Green got the handball off.
Oh, here he is.
Kick from Kennedy to half forward. Here he is again.
Oh.
Cameron looking to slot his 3rd. You're with him at the moment. You reckon he'd do it, and he does. 3 goals in the first quarter.
There is, and now Kingy, you and I were talking before the game, the role of the key backman, once, because they're so big now to counter these massive forwards, you've got a key forward with agility, and it gets out the back. The big key backman, well, he got knocked over there, but it's so difficult to get goal side.
It was a great point you made, Derm, that once that ball hits the ground, that elusive 6'3", 6'2" centre-half forward type, the modern footballer, that's the size right there. That man is where the game is going in terms of your key post targets. Once it hits the deck, they are away and gone, and he's shown that 2 or 3 times already. There's alarm bells here for the Collingwood Football Club.
Well, look, that was Brown then, and he went to the contest, and I know he got knocked over by his teammate, but he didn't impact on the contest, if you get what I mean. He wasn't going to get to the ball anyway.
Yeah,
so
if you go, you've got to kill it.
And that's where Cameron will destroy you running backwards. I think they've got to make a change in that matchup.
They're winning at the clearances at the moment too, as you saw, 9-5. There's a new Jezza in town, and that's Jeremy Cameron. Kick out to the wing. Free kick to Green, takes it, not going to wait and muck around. They're going to move it and go with the adrenaline, the flow. O'Brien locks onto a tackle. Devon Smith, smart move along the boundary. The handball not quite matching the early manoeuvre.
Tomlinson's gone from half forward, pushed to the back line now, so there's Timmy Moore. That the injury to Timmy Moore has made Tomlinson vacate the forward post, go to back line.
Shield and Bug and Ward, you can see he had something in mind all the way through, and it was to find Josh Bruce. There's a quick glance further ahead and decided that instead he'd take it out wide to Haynes, who could go along the line of Tomlinson if he desires, but he ignored that. He could now go to Hampton.
This is what Kingy's talking about. The 3 talls for Collingwood. I think they're too top-heavy in their forward line. You know, the ruckmen don't look like having an impact in Grundy and Witts. I just work them off the bench and go with a smaller setup.
Then you pay a price on rotation, sure. It's a catch-22, isn't it? When you play these 2 young ruckmen, you have to give them quality time on field.
And there's Bruce just going for a little bit too much. We saw that last week on a couple of occasions against the Bombers. Now, can the Pies do something with it? McCaffrey feeding the low ball from side bottom.
That's better.
That was much better than his previous effort. And Dane Swan
just lowered his eyes.
The disappointing thing there was that, I mean, Josh Bruce's kick wasn't good enough for that type of scenario, and the teammate who ran at it charged at it when all he had to do was sum it up. He was 15 in the clear. Collingwood capitalise on that type of mistake, and they'll make them pay.
So Dane Swan lined up for the Pies, and there is just a little more urgency than you would expect about this for Collingwood early, and that's a nice strike from Dane Swan. A deep breath for Pies fans. A little bit of relief as they kick their second after the Giants, in particular Jeremy Cameron, slotted another couple of goals.
I think the other thing about that ruck situation, as Kingy mentioned, is that it's all right if you've got maybe one of your other, like a Buddy Franklin, or someone who's got agility like Cameron, because he plays like the small too, at the same as the tall.
Lays tackles.
Yeah.
Collingwood have gone inside 13 times, 2 goals, 3. The Giants have just gone inside 6 times for 3 goals, 1. Closer look at that in a moment. Out of the middle. Yeah, Beams, all class. Off to Williams. Now they're going the Pies. Marley fancies himself here. He got good reinforcements from behind. A little bit of a fumble though from Dwyer. And now it's the Giants' turn to go the other way. Ward, that was
he dropped his knees in.
just about could have been holding the ball if he weren't going to pay in the back. Scully running with Shield. Going to be hunted down here shortly by McCaffer. Sensed the danger. Had a little bounce along the way. There's a little this and that about it. Kicked it into Cameron Brown. Again, a nervous moment or two. Hoskin Elliott comes in. And the boundary line is most welcome for Nathan Brown.
One of the things I like about Dylan Shield, he did take the bounce then. All the young men in it, he's really, his attitude to the game is really professional. He prepares like a bloke who's been in the caper for 7 or 8 seasons. He's very professional with his attitude to the game.
Now, did that bounce? It did.
There's the numbers there, Hutto, that you just spoke about. Collingwood going inside their forward 50 13 times for 2 goals. The AFL average is a goal in every 4 entries, so they're slightly behind that, but 3 goals from the GWS' 7 entries is well above what Nathan Buckley would be allowing at this stage.
Giles hacks it in there again, makes Nathan Brown very nervous, because here comes Jezza Cameron again for number 4. We're here, we're witnesses.
Oh boy, you would just think that this matchup, please, has to be changed. He has not got the agility. I was worried about it at the start of the game, and he hasn't got the agility to go. It wasn't a great bounce, but I would think you either, maybe not Keith, you could go Goldsack, who's got some agility at ground level, and just say to keep goal side, or even put it on the captain to play on someone. Maxwell, you'll give away a bit of height, but might just have the nous to push him away from the pack.
Just great to be here, Durham, and to see this young man. I know you talked about some players get overhyped, but when you see a man do something like this, 4 goals in the first quarter, it's just fantastic to be here to watch it.
He does practice those one-step snaps. I mean, it's not an accident that he's so good.
His parents are here, and we're going to speak to them a little later on in the day, but right now, this is the most important thing, the action on the ground, as Beams kicks a nice goal for the Pies. Once again, one they needed. It's been an uncomfortable quarter for Collingwood, for their coach and for their fans, I'm sure.
Just a good clearance, isn't it? It was penalty. Just got the foot to the ball, otherwise it might have been incorrect disposal. But that's sometimes you've got to do that. Another bad bounce. But that's what our ball does a lot. And McCaffer, gee, I don't like that, seeing players play for free kicks. A lot of them dropping at the knees now at the contest, trying to get in the back or head highs.
But that's the ruling, and it's
wrong.
The ruling is
you hate it, though.
Yeah, I do. It's very lenient to the person who's got the ball, and it's made players say, well, I'm going to completely fall forward now.
Yep.
I'm going to milk this free kick. It should be harder to win a free kick. You should only really be endangered in your safety before you win those free kicks.
Yeah, terrific mark from Blair. The Pies still might be in front very shortly. Into the 50, away from Reid. So he's got a new opponent, Jeremy Cameron.
Well, I'd have gone with Keith. I just saw... No, the thing is, a second ago when you were saying who's going to him, the reason being is Keith actually looked like he stepped pretty well when he was, remember when he didn't take the ball through the goals about 7 or 8 minutes ago?
Yeah, no, he can.
He looks like his sidestep is not too bad at the moment. Yeah, it's worth having a look at him.
Oh, no, look, he can play, but the thing, he hasn't played a lot of football. That's the only worry I would have against a very smart player. A player you think has nearly played for 10 years. Jeremy Cameron, and that's a big rap.
All right,
we get another shot
we
here.
might see how he fares in a moment. Can he get 5 1/4, Cameron? Smith bounds away, arches the back. It's there for him. Cameron, Nick Maxwell. Nick Maxwell.
He read the eyes. Nick Maxwell did really well. He read the eyes of Jeremy Cameron going to the footy.
Well, it just looked like it was going to fall into his lap for a fifth. Harry indeed. And he gets away with it. Kicks it to a one-on-one on the wing. McCaffrey, Pendlebury, just had a feeling that was going to go there.
Giles is going back onto Cloak for coverage, so Cloak will just outlead him.
Side bottom again, trusting the left foot. Down for Kennedy, got the row to Cloak. Cloak probably should have called him in the end. Easy to say that from here. Kennedy, and they work the half-back line. Shield, cross to the outer side. Haynes.
Well, this is where they're hurting him. On the rebound, just getting out loose. That forward player, Collingwood, the Kingy Tote spoke about before the game. They've got to improve there.
Shaw was able to fend off Bug. Beams made a big difference to this Collingwood team since he's come back in. Grundy went the first time, Reid the second, and Grundy again. Under the boot, it was a bit wild and woolly, the kick, but Beams has cleaned it up to Swan. Cloak pushes off Bruce. Look at that pickup from Zach Williams. Swiftly away. They're all up the ground except for Cameron, who's one-on-one again with Keefe. He might get an opportunity here if the ball is delivered to him soon, and it'll be Shiloh. He just bangs it wildly forward. Didn't do any favours, and really didn't need to kick it quite that quickly, Dern.
No, that's just talk from behind from his teammates, or the lack thereof.
Daniel Merritt was the last person to kick 5 goals in a quarter, which was last year. Round 8.
That was when our mate Pickers said he should be playing back.
And by the 20-minute mark of the opening quarter, he had 5.
Afternoon Pickers.
McCaffrey brings it into the middle. Oh!
This kid's quick.
Could be a calamity here. Hoskin Elliott, he's done this before. He did it against North on the fast break. This time he has to kick it 70 metres. He couldn't quite run far enough. And the ball was out of bounds. Not a bad result at all, except there's 7 seconds to go in the quarter, Derm.
Don't want to do anything wrong in the ruck.
Gee, leg speed forward out of the contest is killing Collingwood at the moment.
They won the quarter. Yeah. They won the opening quarter against Essendon last week, the Giants. And again today, they won the opening term. And it's largely been on the boot of one man. Jeremy Cameron has kicked 4 goals straight in the first quarter. He's 4 goals straight. Collingwood is 3-3-21. The Giants, of course, have added a couple of other behinds, and they lead by 5 points in the first challenge.
Well, we're seeing something. Everybody knows Jeremy Cameron can play, but if you're here today, you might be seeing, you know, a real part of the story, of this kid could be something else.
He could be the Coleman medalist this year. He's kicked 47 goals right now. Amazing. So it's the Giants by 5.
A lot of energy down here for the Giants. They make their way to the huddle. The Collingwood Football Club have got their problems. We'll be back after this break to see what Nathan Buckley does.
Work from there.
I'm just looking into their defence now as to where Brown's on the bench.
Oh, well, it's Keith and Goldsack's back there.
And do we have confirmation? Has Timmy Moore been subbed out?
Yes, he has. Timmy Moore is gone for the day, unfortunately, boys, with concussion.
Thanks, Kingy. We're into the second quarter. Grundy would be the major positive of the opening term for the Pies. Kennedy, who was a late inclusion, off to Sinclair. Ward, though, just got the ball away. Good, awkward fashion, made it tough for the Pies. And now Bug. That could almost be... almost thought side bottom got into the protected area, but not quite. Bug, a handball to Ward, gets them out of a little bit of trouble. Kicks it in fairly average fashion into the middle of the ground, but no damage done. High ball, Wiley. Here he is again, Cameron and Keefe. Keefe had him covered in the air and then paddled successfully to Maxwell. So a good start for Keefe, but not a good start for Maxwell to this second term. Adams desperately trying to get the handball across. Brogan gets his big frame in the road. Good pressure applied. And it needed to be, though, because Adams looked like he was going to have a clean shot for goal. Shaw working with Pendlebury and O'Brien, who's prepared to run and dash. Eventually released the kick. There was a little bit of indecision about it. Well played, Williams. Here's Ward. And Grundy. He loves it hard and tough. He's going to be a favourite of the Collingwood fans. He keeps going about it like that. He's a very smart young man. Apparently started a physio degree. Loves reading, into all sorts of literary pursuits, but he loves it rough and tumble on the ground.
And he had his Shintaro hairdo just out of place there.
He went for the top knot. It got displaced somewhat.
He enjoyed that, didn't he?
He did. You could see he tackled with intent. It's wonderful.
Both Dern and Shorey loved it in the box here. They just jumped up and down in their seats, got a little bit excited.
Good catch.
Speaking of Shaw, Now off to O'Brien. Going to be called upon to use the skills here. Went super short to Dwyer, who's abruptly changes the direction back the other way. To Shaw, and they keep on coming out of defence. Sinclair fires away. Poorly onto the wing. Here's Grundy bouncing around. Swan, advantage paid, Beams. Delicately placed kick. It was nicely done for side bottom. And likewise, just places the ball for Dane Swan into the pocket. Cloak held his ground at the top of the square. Witts gets down there as well. Let's see what Dane Swan has in mind.
I reckon that tackle of Grundy really lifted the energy of the Collingwood players. They actually responded. Their next couple of efforts were, as the young fella set the standard, I think, a couple of moments earlier.
Young South Australian Grundy. This is Dane Swan, very experienced campaigner now. He's shown over the years the ability to kick important goals, probably less so from the set shots and more from stoppages and on the burst.
I just think one thing about, as Kingy said, Grundy, I agree with you, Kingy, but the other thing is too, I think he looks like he covers the ground even better than what Witts does at this stage of his career, a little bit more natural across the ground.
Well, with Jolly out, it gives a real opportunity, doesn't it, for the two young ruckmen to ply their trade, work in tandem, and here's Witts.
That wasn't bad either.
And they gathered it well. The release, obviously, not quite so proficient. Away comes Haynes. This is a great combination. They're running hard. Williams, they've got it all the way through. Treloar, he's bounding away. Hit a look. He's treated Pendlebury with absolute contempt. And the shot goes to Cameron. And well done, Keith.
Knocked him up pretty well. Not a great kick. Didn't get a good punch on the footy then with it by foot.
Scully, There's the replay for you. So the margin is 4. Giants in front and attacking. Grundy over the top. Down to Sinclair. Scully. Treloar again fashions the kick. Cameron. Well done by Keith. It was just a little bit of panic for a moment that it might have. They're going to bounce through for a goal.
One thing you've noticed already in the 3 contests they've had, Lockie Keith has not allowed Jeremy Cameron to get goal side of him.
He's sure. Unimpressed with what Brogan was trying to do on the mark. A lot of arm flapping going on. He just stood and looked at him for a moment. And now they're away, or they were away. Kennedy gave it straight back to Ward. And the kick goes in search of Cameron. And he gets there, and he'll line up for his 5th.
No one can stop that.
It's taken a bit out of him then. I reckon he just, look at that on the side of the cheek there. He hit the ground pretty hard. Watch his head bury into the ground here. Bang. He gets a little bit of grass burn on the cheek. Sometimes you have to. I mean, he's been so good out the back, and he's so, as we've discussed, so fleet of foot. You've got to come at the ball carrier to make sure that someone like Keith will follow you up on the lead. Then you've got more room out the back if you decide to double back on them.
And look at that. Absolutely splits the middle.
There's a clinic.
Extends their lead. He's got 5, Jeremy Cameron.
He saw.
Well, the issue here was not that kick in. No one could stop that kick in the way. It was a turnover from Collingwood coming out of defence, which caused this to be kicked in easily. And I agree with you. He does tend to stay behind, to try and play behind and out the back all the time.
You've got to balance it.
Yeah, you've got to balance it to make your defender not know how he's going to react on the lead. So, gee, 5 goals. You've got some problems with this bloke at the moment.
Well, he did come off second best from that Derm, didn't he? From hitting the ground, Jeremy Cameron. Didn't stop him kicking the goal.
A lot of the time when you go for those types of marks, you know it's going to hurt. But you weigh up. The players who it doesn't mean that much to, they don't go through with it like that. The players who just think the ball is everything, they don't care about personal safety.
He's got 5 out of 5 for the Giants, and they are in front of Collingwood by 11 points. And Blair kicks it well to Cloak, and the two Giants collide, Haynes and Davis. Davis goes down, and he's got a bit of sore pride there.
Now, when we had a look at the graph before the game, the 18 shots at goal in the last 2 weeks by Clokey, the bulk of the misses were here, just a fraction wider on the left, correct side for a left footer.
That looks like a pretty good strike. Collingwood answer. As they have pretty much when the Giants have kicked goals, they've been able to come back. I know they were able to thread, I think, 3 goals in succession. But other than that, when they've kicked a goal, Collingwood have gone bang straight away, which just stopped the Giants from getting further ahead.
Just a good, strong mark, isn't it? And yeah, the GWS boys spoiled each other, and Davis come off second best.
Well, let's have a look at where Cloakey's been missing from. Look at all those Bs, the behinds over on the far side of the ground. He's kicked a goal from, well, just fractionally to the outside of where that is now. So who knows, that might actually kickstart, and that's a goal from a spot where he's been really struggling in the last 2 weeks.
Ward was able to get it through to Shield effectively enough, and then Williams takes the Giants to half forward. That's where it stops, though. Goldsack was feeding Blair, who had some time to sum it up. Kicked it to side bottom. Williams gets in there to negate pretty successfully for the Giants.
Well done, Zach Williams.
Got to get it out, though.
Let's close it in.
Let go.
And it's at 5 points at the moment. 8 minutes gone, second quarter. MCG, twilight footy. Witts worked off the ball by the experienced Brogan. And the scramble is on.
Let go, let go, let go.
Cameron on the bench at the moment for the Giants. Maybe getting a little bit of assistance, just a little bit of relief as the Giants take control deep in defence. Green feeding Bruce. This kick's a little more secure. It's very wide. And finds Davis.
That's true. So Sam Daly had run past here. You've got to release that. Now he's stuck with a...
Oh, no,
he's got one down.
This is where they've destroyed Collingwood, let me tell you. Look at the numbers forward of the ball here. Where are the midfielders in their defensive responsibilities?
And Treloar has run from this wing. You're just seeing him flash through your screen now. He could have got to the goal square. The kick goes for goal instead.
He's got to kick that or hit some target inside 50.
From Shield. Treloar was running to try and give him something, but he just didn't see.
Yeah, such a good kick on the run, normally, Dylan Shield. And poor selection with the shot.
So Keith Marks is just minding Giles at the moment. Swan demands it further up the ground, but Haynes is with him every step of the way. Swan kept on coming, and such is the running power of Dane Swan that there he is.
Got to learn from that, Nick Haynes. Hutto, the old 1-2. He looked like he was out of the contest, but then double led.
Witts gave it back to Swan blindly. He was able to work the handball to Sinclair, who used the presence of O'Brien to find a clearer path for himself. Now Bruce is in the best position to mark this. Did it well.
Hutto, we like to compare teams often. I just would like to compare the Melbourne Football Club today. They kicked 4 goals for the entire match. Jeremy Cameron has already outscored them with 5 goals straight halfway through the second term.
Oh, you're horrible, Kingy.
Been a rough day at the D's.
As if things aren't bad enough.
He doesn't back away from it either, does he? Kingy.
He's not even doing their game.
No, exactly.
I tell you what's very fortunate for Collingwood at this point in time. Young Adam Tomlinson has been very good over the last month. Hasn't had a sniff today.
Yep.
And if he started to win the ball around half forward as a lead up, and Cameron's playing closer to goal, they'd be in a world of bother here, the Magpies.
As it is, they're behind by 5.
They're still in a bit of bother.
Yep.
And look at the numbers out here. This again. Oh, shocking handball.
Overuse.
Just got some high contact, which was disappointing for the Pies because they were ready to skip away. It's Treloar's footy. Now Hampton skips and kicks. Good defence required from Brown. Witts, it's a long way down from there. And they just try and hook the ball under him.
We saw this last weekend with the Gold Coast just hanging around for long enough on the scoreboard and really annoying Collingwood with some passage of play they were able to put on the scoreboard. If the Giants can just hang in, it's not necessarily about them scoring, but just keeping the scoreboard in control, they could surprise again and force a scare for the Pies here.
Did very well there, Pendlebury. Lowered his body height, knew exactly what he was doing, and drew the free kick over the shoulder, legitimately so.
His 9th disposal.
They've seized them up here, though. They've done very well, GWS, to just chock up the area down the line, although Reid leads into it now. But there's no change of direction and quick outlet for them.
Yeah, look at the numbers here.
4 on 1.
4 to 1. They have to mark this.
And they do. Brogan Oh, not paid
geez.
somehow. Hampton, and out breaking. Shields kicked to half forward again in response. They were outnumbered. Williams escapes from Cameron. His handball far from perfect. It's going to be downfield, I think.
Tackle Collingwood back up here.
Actually, not downfield. Come back to him.
Marley Williams, I don't think he knows he's got it, does he? No, no.
There's no one on the
Jeremy
mark.
Cameron's run off, and now Marley Williams got no one on the mark.
We'll forgive him for that, Derm. He's kicked 5.
Brogues.
Goes to full forward. Brogan, and pay that one. No, didn't pay that one either.
He can't take a trick at the moment.
Off to Ward. Oh, right to the guts of Travis Cloak. Cloakey's not happy. Hampton. Blair tackles the ball out of his hand. Look at Cloakey, he's fired up.
I reckon if Cloakey pulls up his jumper,
Look at him go.
you'll see a tattoo saying Sharon in reverse.
Oh, he just wants to do something, Cloakey.
He had a big seam mark down his stomach at the moment.
The steam's still coming out as he head back to the goal square.
Oh, he's very fortunate it wasn't about 12 inches lower.
Yes. Shield going nowhere. Marley Williams, right. Sort of ducked into that, but and himself, poor bug. He might have copped it where you're talking about, Dern. Kicks it back to the 50. Shaw sensed an opportunity, and it's a stray, the kick. They're behind, and still they trail.
Just having a look, Derm, at the forward end for the Giants. Cameron's been outnumbered 2-1 the last 3 entries.
Yep.
Brown rolling back and Keefe staying man-to-man. They need to ensure they've got that secondary target to get back in place really quickly.
That's
to give him a
Tomlinson.
chance.
Yeah, that's Tomlinson, who has a serious engine and motor on health. I thought he stepped over there, Phil Davis. Has a serious motor, but has been unable to find the footy today.
It was fantastic last week.
Yep.
This is Giles.
He's got no one on down the line, or no one of any height anyway.
4-metre pass.
To Bug, and the Collingwood fans reckon that shouldn't have been paid.
Almost in agreement with them.
They just cornered up a little bit here.
Oh, Hampton.
And that kick was a little dodgy. Grundy with an opportunity. Lays a tackle. Tomlinson almost gone. Given a quick tour. Kennedy got a handball away. Into Dane Beams. And he cleared the path for Thomas, who basically threw it to Pendlebury, who handballed to the voice. Bug put the head down again. Taken out of his hand by Green. Not sure if that's actually legal either. The ball goes back to the wing. Shaw. Now Sinclair. Side bottom. Goldsack. Collingwood fans getting excited, but there's a lot of Giants to get past. Deep in the 50, Beams. He wasn't ready for that. Advantage, paid, take it.
Fly here.
Yep. Out they go from Darley to Bruce. Had a quick glance.
And Cameron one-on-one.
Across the body, a long way from the goal square. Gave Keefe just a little shove. Collingwood fans saw it. The umpire didn't. And that might be almost front-on contact almost.
Just see Harry O'Brien just gave Cameron a bump to stop him running forward on Keith then.
Bug. That looks high too.
Once again, just stooped over before the tackle got to him.
Is that Nathan Brown? He is having a shocker tonight. Just over-aggressive at the contest. This is what happens when scoreboard pressure gets to this position. In other words, you're trying to at least get yourself up and going emotionally in the game, but you make bad mistakes.
Well, they're 15 ahead in the contested possession count, Shorey.
Beautiful kick, Thomas Bug, but I think this might trouble him for distance.
It does, and Cameron does his best to get up there and take the mark.
They've really been able to put it to Collingwood on counter-attack again today. Where Collingwood are poor, we've spoken about their two-way run all day. They've kicked 2 goals, 1 coming from their defensive 50, and that's exactly where we think that they can get them today. And if this continues, the Pies could find themselves in trouble.
Free kick against Sinclair.
He put the arm over the shoulder. And we'll get a look at this on replay.
And shepherding out, no doubt about the free kick. And look at Cameron saying that was ridiculous. Oh, I love this kid. He's a ripper, isn't he?
So does Durham whenever he does something aggressive. Got Durham as his mentor on occasions.
Can't have it laugh.
So Smith.
He's got 50, has he?
Put around on the angle. Straight in front of goal angle. And the Giants' lead increases to 11. And the plot thickens.
Well, it was Ben Sinclair. Let's have a look. Who sure says, mate, come and shepherd me, I'll get through the corridor. but you cannot put your hand around the neck when you do that, and he probably didn't think he was going to get it on. Oh, that was even pushed up by the arm, so...
Yeah, it was too.
It looked like it was high. It was a very stiff free kick, but anyway, the goal's gone that way.
A little bit of blood on the lip from it. Rode up. Crowd silence.
Well, they are, Doom. Your old team, the Pies.
Had a big impact when he was here, Dermot.
The GWS Giants.
Tony Shaw and I got heckled before the game by a certain president walking past.
And he said, 2 Collingwood greats. I'll look for someone behind me.
Which got the tap out to Beams. They scrounge hard for the ball. Who's going to lead this response from the Collingwood side with 7.5 to go before half-time?
Well, you know, in all honesty, it's like cricket. No matter how nice a batsman you are, if you haven't got a defence, you go out before you execute your great shots. They've got to bash GWS up with tackling and just negating style football before they start to go all-out attack. They really do have to physically try and bash the young Giants up.
They're getting smashed by 16 in contested possession, so...
Got some foot pace through between the 250s too, GWS.
Keefe came up with a footy. Sends it out wide to Shaw. He tried to create something, but nothing. He eventually did have someone, but by then he'd given up hope. And
well, Brown's given him a bit of stick too, because he said he made position down the line.
He just didn't in time, unfortunately, for Nathan Brown.
They've done a great job, GWS, on defending Collingwood so they cannot run the lines. I think Kingy picked that up there. Their zone shifted over well, and they've known how to switch over in defence individually.
Kingy, just from up here, it looks like they're actually saying, all right, we need to beat these guys. Let's give it one-on-one football.
It's been strange to watch. This is where you need to get the ball into, this area here.
Cloak, it's a monster kick, Kingy, and it almost went through.
Can we just check, please? Okay.
Big left hand on him.
Umpire's call is that the ball was touched, but we just want to confirm, please.
Well, the boundary umpire just came in and said it was touched.
Yep.
So wouldn't you just go, well, let's check it out and make sure. I think it was Reid who touched it.
Reid was saying, how about a bit of jumper being held? So it would have been a goal if he hadn't have touched it. You can see a look on Reid's face. That's a dead set giveaway.
Cloak is hoping that something goes completely.
On the DRS to get away with one.
Didn't go through the goals anyway.
No, it did, I think.
It did.
Confirmation it was touched.
The Magpie supporters booed.
Margin is officially 10. Bruce the target of the kick down the line. He looked likely, but didn't drag it down. Reid didn't seem all that keen to move it too far from there. Doug and Dorrigan have a bit of a cuddle, and it's out of bounds. Kingy?
Derm, I think when I've seen GWS get exposed, it's in the air, contested marking, on the wings. I think maybe put Travis Cloak to centre half forward. Let him run around and see if he can be that connecting player.
Come up and meet it. Yeah, they do. I mean, he's such a good player. He's going to be dominating wherever he is. He's such a big man. If they can actually find a way... The problem for Collingwood at the moment is if you draw a line right through the centre circle from wing to wing, that area there between there and the forward 50, they're getting no hold on the footy right there. It's dribbly, it's runny, there's no real smooth possession going through that area.
They had 2 back there. I was just watching the Collingwood players. GWS had 2 spares back, and they're going crazy at each other to say, let's just get some players into our forward 50 to try and level up the numbers.
Hershaw in the back there trying to support his teammate. I'm telling you what, they're getting smashed. Their midfield, GWS, has got this so-called great midfield of Collingwood off the bit, and it's when they break away, their leg speed is an issue.
Hampton's on the fly through here, drawn a couple with him.
15 contested possessions, more the Giants than the Pies. They lead by 10 points. Hampton down the line. Brown.
Tom Scully's actually having a pretty good game. He's made a couple of minor blues we've pointed out on various things, but he's actually having a real rip. Good on him. running really hard. He's actually going to, not huge possessions count, but he's actually run through the lines really, really well.
Jeremy Cameron, just 1 goal for the quarter. 5 for the match so far. Waiting for it is Hampton. Back to Bug. Cloak sensed the moment, but he rushed the kick. And again, he was under some pressure, so you forgive him for that.
They're out here again.
Haynes.
Now, Tomlinson's got to go on to the overlap. He will, isn't it?
Williams. Back to Trelaw.
They did well there, Collingwood.
So he just locked him out for the moment. The wall built across the centre more than anything. And the Giants looking to swing it across through Tomlinson.
Leon Cameron does have them practice this football retention. For a young team that you think, oh, they've got to learn, they've just got to go man on man and everything's got to be a contest. They're doing that and they're winning that. But he does make them practice holding the ball under pressure so they can take a little bit of heat out of the game and they get a bit of a breather.
Well, a nice little bounce there for Giles to take it to half forward. Adams couldn't get out of the lock put on by Heath Shaw. Brown now, Pendlebury. He's finding life a little tough against Wiley. Gets it back again. Does Pendlebury brings it back into the middle to McCaffer. McCaffer has a glance into the centre square. Didn't really like anything he saw. Super short at the moment. That's all they can manage.
This has been an issue with Collingwood, as in their lack of penetration. A lot of players accumulate the ball, but we've seen it at the moment. You might as well put the goal line on the wing, because that's why. And we'll give GWS a lot of credit for their defensive structure forward of the ball.
Now, Tomlinson's the one-man loose in defence for GWS. That means they have to have an extra somewhere, Collingwood.
Well done, Jeremy Cameron. Prepared to leave his man, go well away from his normal station and get up to the wing to lend a hand to his teammate. And the mark is taken by Hoskin Elliott.
He's only got small men ahead of him here. He's got no legitimate targets. Now Giles comes down the line. You've got to get to it, Gilesy.
Well, he comes up to meet at turn. He looks for one in the back. He's got it. They lead by 10. There's 2.5 to go in the half.
Get it in there quick. He's on the burst.
Lord went back to the square. He might come over the top of Brogan. Oh, surely he shoved Brown in the back. Not spotted by the umpire. Dwyer got a good handball back to Shaw. Crowd can't believe it. Now O'Brien, they can go on the fly. Witts tells him to put it up high onto the wing. He's got the height advantage on Haynes. Got to mark it though, and he didn't. And there was no free kicks when it hit the turf. It's all Giants. Picked up by Haynes. Went to ground. Good effort from Witts, but still, it gets to Hampton. And it was an interesting disposal. Big tackle, Marley Williams. Thumped him into the MCG ground. And we're going to have a bounce, and the Collingwood fans are not enjoying this at all.
Well, that's the pressure you have to show around the ball, though. Well done to Marley Williams. This causes at least a stoppage and maybe a chance to go for inside 50.
Grundy to Beams with a fumble.
Oh, good strength.
They're out again.
Ward. Look at the numbers multiply for the Giants as they charge through the middle. Scully, and now it's over to Dylan Shield. Straight at the goal, and it goes end on end on end. And straight through, and the Giants can smell something here.
That outside run, the leg speed, as soon as they broke, it's been an issue for Collingwood in this first half, and they've got to address it. That downhill skiers, as in midfielders, it is pain. Look at those Collingwood players behind the ball. They're half chasers, they are. They're chasers where you put your head down, but you're not really trying to have an impact on the contest at all. This defence is under enormous pressure because of that.
They've kicked poorly too, GWS at though, so on the run like that. So Shields can use it.
Wow.
They seem to be too fleet of foot.
They do.
Away from the contest. Collingwood are tougher and bigger at the contest. Uncontested possessions. 63 for
Smashing.
GWS, 49 Collingwood.
And they're charging again. High kick, Green.
We'll get to this.
Adams. Oh, Williams. And picked up by Goldsack. Gets the game back onto Collingwood's terms with Shaw. Out to the wing to O'Brien. O'Brien takes the mark. Possession number 11 in his return game to Beams. His third game back.
Just look how slow the build-up is here. Collingwood's going to get a corridor run here. They might be out here now.
Some aggression with the kick into the middle to side bottom to Goldsack. They just stayed a step ahead of the game, and they had to. Side bottom into the 50, heavily populated by the Giants, though. They seem to have the answers. It's a bad fumble. And Swan knows how to twist and turn. And how to keep the opponents guessing. Blair takes the mark. He can give to side bottom, who's just lurking behind him at the moment.
He's not confident.
No. See, they need one in the last 19 seconds, though, don't they? Is he capable? Look at the teammates. Swan wants it. Williams wants it. Blair's going to have to go the journey himself.
Well, he's been told by the runner there's 15 seconds. The runner's just coming off the ground right now.
Well, David King is going to chat with Scott Pendlebury in just a moment. It will be fascinating. Blair to cut the margin on the half. It's a good strike, but not good enough.
Free kick.
There's a whistle. Or was it just the whistle for half-time? I think it was just the half-time whistle. So the Giants lead by 16 points, and Nathan Buckley is not impressed. Collingwood have managed just 4 goals in a half of football after going down to the Gold Coast Suns last week. It's the other fledgling team, the Giants from Greater Western Sydney, that are causing them all sorts of problems. Let's get to Kingy.
Scott on field from a leader's bench. And Hutto, I think as we start this third term, I think if they can keep the speed in the game, the Giants, they are a huge chance.
All right, well, they lead by 16. That gives them a nice leg up going into this third term. We'll discuss what Collingwood can and will do as the journey begins in this third term at the MCG. Stay with us. Shield, Wiley, crash in hard. Head down 2 from Beams. Maybe got some high contact. There's a bit of arm flapping going on from both teams there, looking for the free.
We look down to full back for Collingwood. Witts is in the goal square now, and Nick Haynes, the back flanker from Frankston, he's 188 centimetres, trying to take him on, and he's giving up about 20 centimetres in height here.
So they're trying to use their height, obviously with Moore getting injured. And here's Swan approaching goal. Let's see. Oh, bypassed the lot and got through for a goal. Smart start.
Well, 188 centimetres against 208 centimetres. He's listed at 113 kilos, young Witts.
What on McCaffer then?
So he's always going to be able to hold him at bay. You look at the monstrous size of him, and then to add insult that he falls on him after he shepherds it through.
Well, I raised the point that they did lose more early.
Yep.
And it meant that they were obviously much smaller. They got another runner onto the ground. Do Collingwood have to consider getting rid of a sub, getting rid of one of their tall blokes?
Well, they will. They will. It's just to see how the flow of it goes early in this game. They've got the goal on the ball. I thought their intent at that centre bounce was very, very good, Collingwood. So, gee, you can jump, can't he, Grundy?
Can. Free kick to Swan.
Well, here's another one. They just look like they know the situation of where they are in this season and as a club, and they've got to stand up sooner or later. I think they've started pretty well.
Dane Swan's 18th disposal to set it up for his running mate Pendlebury. Turns onto the left, a bit of free space for Pendlebury to work into. They line up. Cloak was the one that came hard. Beams versus Ward. Cloak, and that's a great start to the Pies at the start of the third term.
2 centre bounce clearances.
Yeah, still not happy, Travis Cloak. Maybe must have thought he could have got a free or something.
Well, I think they've got to play a bit of get angry at Hutto. They probably just came here today thinking maybe we'll just steamroll GWS. Well, they got behind by 16 points at half time. Again, another, as I said to him, the second centre bounce clearance. They look intent. Pendlebury swings in board in the corridor and gets it in there fairly quickly.
It's his second goal. I think he thought he got some body contact, some jumper contact.
Tell you what, probably pretty fortunate an umpire wasn't watching that early on. Only his 4th goal in general play this season. Everything else is mark kick.
Pendlebury, just a little handball that meant such a lot. Marley Williams to McCaffer. Darley didn't give away the free. Kennedy. And this is where the Pies have been hurt on the counter. Kick goes up to the wing. Maxwell came up at the footy and goes again.
You saw 2 GWS boys run forward in the contest then.
To Swan, who takes it. The traffic goes past, and he spots Grundy, who wanted to move with it. It was scrappy, but effective. Side bottom. Collingwood are in front. And it didn't take long.
Well done. You said it was scrappy, Hutto, but he meant that, Grundy. I don't think he made the right decision by playing on straight away, but when he did, he had the vision to see that a player was forward and side bottom, and it didn't matter if he kicked it along the ground because he had space to work in anyway. It would have been nice to hit him on the full. But
watch this. So look at that.
Yeah,
we
Devon
see
Smith.
there, the two lads run forward for GWS rather than start the contest, and the ball was completely in dispute. They needed to lock it down and turn it into a ball up.
Well, there he is, that kick, just a very smart kick for a bloke. The ruckman, we don't always think that they can think like that, Germ, at times. He did it pretty well then.
Yeah, disappointing by Devon Smith and Hoskin Elliott to run forward to that contest rather than stay at it.
Shield serves it out, hoping for Scully. Pies get back this time though. Beam, Sinclair. Suddenly everyone's running the other way, and the surge is on through the middle. Sinclair gives it plenty. The big fella comes out, Witts. But they're going to get back on it quickly. Bruce can be caught by Witts. It's loose. It's up for grabs. Davis threw it. No. Scoop. Okay.
He played that pretty well there. Ainsey worked his man under the footy without infringing. Joshy Bruce just didn't get that one away. Oh, he was fortunate.
Pies have won it back. O'Brien gets himself into the clear, shakes off the cobwebs, and launches a goal for the Pies, and they are hot.
You concentrate on the Collingwood goal. I'll say from Adam Treloar, for a kid who loves his tackling, that is a substandard application of a tackle on Harry O then. Watch it spill out the back here, Shora. You talked about Harry O once he gets it. Watch the tackle come up.
Yeah, should have been laid there, shouldn't it? And we know Harry O, he's had a fairly rough month, but that lifts the spirits in all areas. Don't worry about that. This has all come about just the impact. I tell you what, Grundy's had an impact as a centre bounce ruckman here.
This is where you miss genuine leaders at a football club, that senior role model midfielders that just could stem the flow here and stop the bleeding. They haven't got that at the moment. Ward's trying his hardest in the middle and Scully's doing his bit, but this is where they need some senior players going forward, the Giants.
Brogan and Grundy tangled in the middle. Here's a relentless pressure from Thomas. Good help for the big fellow Grundy as well. They ganged up on Adams. Brogan gets it down. Adams squeezes a little kick out. Goes no further.
Tell you what, have a look at the Collingwood numbers around. Just there when you stop the TV, you can really stop it. That in the first half was GWS outnumbering 4-2 or 4-1. That time was Collingwood 5-2.
So the Giants have got an extra one behind the play here. Pendlebury or Swan might encounter that player, Tomlinson, in a moment. Went short, and here is Tomlinson. So takes it well, cross half back. Look at the adrenaline going into Collingwood players now. They have just
Sam Daly, good vision.
got it to Williams. Now Hoskin Elliott as the peers up into the 50. Brown defends stoutly, grabbed by Shield. Cameron bolts back to the goal square, but the handball there from Brogan. Pendlebury takes it, and now O'Brien bouncing up onto the wing. Can use Goldsack and gets it back again. Hit a full stride, just missed the bounce a little. Regathered, and then his kick was not too good at all. Ward intervenes, and they are just caught out a little bit, the Pies, which is understandable because they were all charging forward on a promise from Harry O'Brien. Treloar back on the point for Scully, and here's Cameron to come up and mark.
Play on. Take him on.
Looking for his sixth.
He could have got him again.
He led 3 times in. He led 3 times. You can just see him there, just a double back. Beautifully done. And Keith, of course, protects the corridor, which you probably got to do. But
see, everything's rolling so well, and when Harry turns that ball over in the middle, what a massive turnover.
And it becomes even bigger on the kick from Cameron. He's got 6. The kid can play, and GWS have got 8.
Let's have a look at this. This is Harry's turnover. He had his teammate, and there's Nathan Buckley simultaneously. When we see, this is the Cameron hook lead. But Nathan was none too impressed when he saw the turnover from Harry O'Brien. Stopped them in their tracks. Nice action, simple, long time in hand.
Buckley unhappy, natural enough, with the turnover, but that is part of his game plan, to bring the ball into the middle more than Mick used to like.
Yeah, but he
wouldn't have liked that choice.
he had a teammate just hard against the boundary line, which he should have given it to, and he was in free space.
Changing momentum. The Giants need to capitalise on that. But
This is what they have to do, Hutto. They've got to bash them up physically if they want to win Collingwood.
Thomas to Cloak. Just stand off. And there's the spare again. Tomlinson just working it to Buck. Called on and decides to handball. Along the line goes Bruce. He was aiming for the boundary line. Harley Williams skating on thin ice along the line, but did it well to Brown. He was going to give it back to Williams, then realised that Williams was out of bounds. Oh, Sinclair. Misplaced thought process there to have a bounce under so much heat. Beams to side bottom. Had a bit of time to work it all through. Still went for Cloak. Reid was the man standing for the Pies. But it got away from he and Davis. And the lead now creeps up to 4.
Well, just got to remember, you talked about how they used the corridor. In their premiership year, they were #1 of using outside, and now they're 9th of using that. So, yeah, look, I don't mind the Nathan Buckley style of trying to get it in, but you've got to win premierships, and it's more the defensive part of their midfield, I would think, that they've got real worries in.
Hey, wait on this one if it goes out of bounds.
Yep.
I tell you, so, as a key forward, I place no stock in how much it goes to the outside, how much to the inside. If you're a good forward and it comes down at pace, I don't care where they're coming from. I don't care where they're coming from, out wide or down the corridor. If it's coming down with pace and you're a good enough player, you'll get it.
The mark not paid there. Surely that was a grab for a man in front. Wits to the top of the square. Dane Swan hits it hard. As a result, Cloak just had a metre on his opponent. He's trying to work out where he's going to go next, and he just decided to release it and bolt back to the goal square. And he's such a big, tough man. He was there to try and take the mark. Digging deep, going again. Swan winds it up. He lets it go and puts it through from behind only. It was close.
I think Josh Bruce has been swung on to Travis Cloak, or he might have just been giving a bit of coverage for Phil Davis, but he's blown him up a bit.
Did you think that was a mark, having a second look at it?
Yeah, it got punched away, so that touch in between, didn't it?
Yeah.
They normally pay him, though, I don't like you say.
Chalor.
Now, this is where there's got to be a relief target come up to the wing on the lead.
That's too easy, Derm. That's 2 virtual uncontested marks there for the GWS. In what is the toughest kick in football at the moment, I think, out of that defensive 50 from a slow, static play.
It's a great point, Kingy, because I'm automatically looking at the half forward coming up, because I think those kicks are going to be shut off just as a matter of principle. But you can't allow them, because it should be up to the half forward. It has to mark that.
Hoskin Elliott deep. Brogan goes to ground. Umpire ticks that off. Keith feeling pretty nervous about things, and he's not feeling any better now, because Jeremy Cameron has put through his 7th, and they're back in front.
Oh, how good is this?
That's the record.
Well, we thought it might have been a free kick. It was a Brogan you were talking about, or Giles, one of the two. No, as Brogan goes down in the contest. Now, we thought this was dead. Keith had to go at the ball, and then didn't tackle at all. When this man again, he just understands.
Well, he patted it to his own advantage. He pickpocketed the pat away from him. I think Keefe just thought it was going to roll out, and the foot came off the accelerator for half a second.
But as David King said, they had 5 uncontested marks bringing that ball out from defence. Now, this is that thing about the forward press that we talk about, which has gone a little bit out of the game with Collingwood. It's gone massively out of their game.
It's his 50th goal, Jeremy Cameron.
What an effort.
And also, Hutto, he sets the record as an individual goal kicker for this club. His own record he breaks today. He kicked 6 against Essendon earlier this year, 7 already today.
Well, he's closing in on the lead of the Coleman medal, which is just a stunning performance in a team that hasn't won a game. Not yet, but they are in front. Thomas, as the Pies flip it around. Think back to that. I don't mean to dwell on the O'Brien turnover, but
I got the feeling that Collingwood were going to steamroll them. We haven't even made the call. They have to physically bash them up. Yeah. But I tell you what it's done is stung GWS emotionally. They've got a sniff here, Shorey. They actually, you can stay with a club, and then you think fait accompli, younger, and I think that's happened on sometimes occasions this year with GWS, and I don't like it.
I think that Harry O'Brien turnover really deflated Collingwood, didn't it? But just
geez,
turned.
don't they believe at the moment, the Giants?
To half forward, Treloar, Thomas trying to hack it back out of the hand. Good hand-to-hand combat here at the MCG right now. It's oh, gee, that's interesting. I wonder how that'll be deemed by the umpire.
Good disguise.
Yeah, it was.
Now, Maxwell's gone forward, boys, so Collingwood, they are throwing their forward line.
I think they're matching up the spare, I think, yeah.
Now, Treloar's loose on the defensive side of the pack here, not getting used. He'll get to the crumbing aspect here.
Intuitive kick there from Beams. Across the body, Williams. Maxwell, well done to side bottom. He was looking for mates. Couldn't find one in the right spot. And that's well-placed ball for Beams.
I mentioned Adam Treloar. See him just running back now, number 17. He ran to the defensive side. Beams almost collided shoulders with him, and he turned his back on the ball. Beams runs 5 metres towards the boundary and gets an easy kick. That's really poor checking by Adam Treloar. And the only reason I'm hard on him is because I just think this kid is just an extraordinary talent, but you have to be better than that, Adam.
Dane Beams then has it all before him. Really tough ask, and it's just a little too far left. There's plenty lining up, but it's behind.
This is it.
And scores a level. Sorry, Kingy.
This is the game here, Hutto. How easy this ball comes out of the back 50 here for GWS. And I think that's why Maxwell's gone forward. He's gone down there to set a standard. There's an uncontested mark, an easy handball received. This is why they're where they are on the ladder.
Look at him, bold Hampton out to the wing. And they get it over and out.
I don't think you can overplay that, Kingy. I'm totally with you on that. They're just defensively, you know, out of that area, defensively at the contest, it hasn't been up to a standard, and that's why they are exactly where they are.
Talk about some of the emotion in a second, if this goes out. All right, young teams, they struggle during the depths of the season, from rounds 11 or 12 through to about now, round 18. When you've got light at the end of the tunnel, young teams actually say, now, this is our finals. We've got something to play for now, and they actually find an extra leg. These GWS boys honestly believe that they are in this hunt now, and they've got the end in sight.
Well, Gold Coast did it last, didn't they? There's Maxwell setting a standard for his teammates. Great leadership by Nick Maxwell. He copped a little bit via the book of Matthew Scarlett during the week about his worth. You defended him strongly, Derm.
He's a good player. A lot of teams go out there to try and thwart Nick Maxwell, especially in his halcyon times when Collingwood were at their peak of their powers. Nick Maxwell floating across the half-back line was something he tried to thwart.
I'll tell you what, Matty Scarlett, one of the greats of the game, and he's got his opinion. He's allowed his opinion, but I just couldn't see where he's coming from there. But I'm with you, Derm. And the leadership that Collingwood needed over a period of time when things weren't going well.
Grundy to Shaw, places it for side bottom. Cloak's lead has been made and ignored. Goldsack. Witts goes back to the square, instead coming up to meet at Reed.
They've made the substitution, Hutto. Kennedy off, Elliott on. So
interesting.
Looking at that forward line mix, Maxwell goes forward and the jack in the box, little Elliott goes forward as well.
Kennedy, who was the late inclusion, had 5 disposals only in the game. So not a lot of impact, but as you said, they've kept their structure with the height, so interesting that decision. Here's Reed now. It's touched. Straight, but it impacted on the ball flight.
Every kick in the Curtly Hamptons had, he's gone short and looked. He got it on the last one, the give and get. But he's gone short, and Collingwood have conceded these 2 shorts, 45-degree angles, just from the goal square. Wants the shepherd from Bug.
Calls on Tomlinson to give him something. Swan almost leant into his back. Goldsack's kick. You can hear the groans from the Collingwood fans. Well done, Green, boxed on. Treloar outnumbered hopelessly as it turned out. Well played from Dane Swan. The reinforcements arrive. Goldsack.
Bad handball.
It had a bit on it, didn't it, that handball? But well done, Marley Williams. He was able to work his way out. Bold enough to go against Brogan. A high skyscraper. The height is with Witts. It doesn't get there. Now it does. Feeds it off to an unaware Dwyer. Here's Elliott on the ground and into the ground.
Phil Davis had to sum up then, do I mark or do I thump the ball to the boundary line? Got caught under it, didn't kill the ball and put it out of play.
Grundy in the wrestle with Giles. Delicate tap again. Swan the double fister down. Spinning Giles. Giants everywhere. Williams, they work it back out by Ward to Bug. Wasn't perfect. Bug had to dart this way and then that across to Ward again into the almost the defensive goal square to Hampton.
I love watching this lad play. He's just, if he was a dancer, Shorey, he'd be Saturday Night Fever. He's just got the quickest feet. His feet are so quick at a sidestep. He'd probably be a wonderful boxer if you trained him up as well. He's
You're probably the only one who would know about that Saturday Night Feverish stuff in this boxer, I think, dude.
Staying alive, dude. Kick goes out to the wing, and they're on the break again. And Cameron's in the pocket of Green. Can he go all the way for his 8th goal? Jeremy Cameron thought about it, waited, and then he gave it off. Maybe not a true forward after all, Durham. Scully puts it through for him, though. He's not just selfish, he's a team man as well.
same as you said earlier, Shorey, the legs on the break and the inability of Collingwood to shut them down. Tom Scully, well done, Tom Scully. We mark him really hard. 12 possessions tonight, but his run, his meter, how hard and how far he's run, would be way up there.
I'm with you, but again, I'd love to see that contest because we saw 4 GWS players run forward, Collingwood midfielders just forward.
Let's have a look at that chain, Durham.
Well, they zipped it around there, but it's that one out there on the wing. That couple of little possessions there, that's where the damage is done because they turned a 50-50 ball into a 3-on-1 going forward.
And the confidence they've gained from being able to hit back is on display. Side bottom, though, has been an issue for them at times, and that's very clever football. And Elliott takes the tumbling mark.
It's a big kick.
He just looks a little uncertain at the moment.
Hey, he's making out he's uncertain.
Yeah, he was never going to pass off at all. And the other one thing about that side bottom, another missed tackle from GWS. We know it's going to happen. They're a young group, but gee.
4 inside 50s for the quarter for the Giants for 3 straight goals. Collingwood have been inside 12 times for 4 goals, 5. Elliott to try and put them back in front. And he's done so with great authority. Pies hit the front bar point. And they've kicked 5-5 to 3 straight for the quarter. You've got to remember that they kicked so many of those goals, 4 in the opening few minutes.
Just watch side bottom here. Now, side bottom nearly playing in the centre half forward, and that was an interception was one thing, but that missed tackle right there, if that had stuck,
Williams,
the pressure was on. But well done to Elliott. Gee, he needs to lift his game too, Elliott.
He's had a quiet couple of weeks at Mark of the Year contender last week, but knocked himself out just about in doing it and hasn't had a lot of the footy lately.
That's the issue. He does like the fly. I think he's got to relate to also crumbing a lot more and accumulating the ball a little bit more.
Kingy?
Just had a look at Nick Maxwell. He looks a bit confused at the moment whether to be forward or back. He's loose on the wing in front of us. I liked him as a forward. I think he's realigned some of their lurking half forwards who refuse to put pressure on at the moment.
This is Bruce. He'll love the boundary here.
It's the other thing, Kingy, as they set up, Collingwood are trying to man up with that loose man in defence for GWS. They got 8 backmen now, GWS.
Crowded,
now Collingwood actually say, do we really overcrowd our forward line now and go with 8 forwards against them? Because that's what Jeremy Cameron wants at his end. He wants a 1-on-2 or 2-on-3 and plenty of space, because when it gets there, open space is the natural enemy of the Collingwood midfield at the moment.
So what are you saying? You don't roll the dice forward? You'd rather have one behind play?
I think Collingwood have to have one behind
I'm really
play
with you there.
as a sweeper, but there comes a time when you get a critical mass of we man up their backman, their one extra backman. There comes a time when it's just too congested.
Kennedy needed to take that mark. He realised it. And now they're rolling again out of defence.
Good idea. Kick was poor. It stopped him in his tracks. Otherwise, he should have been rolling up.
Haynes back to Hampton.
The other thing about that, what Kingy's saying, is they might have thought, Collingwood might have thought that they were doing it so well, Dermot, that let's go with it for 5 to 10 to see what happens.
Yeah.
We heard Scott Pendlebury just before the halftime break, or just as he walked off at halftime, say this is almost Hawthorn-like with their ball use out of the back half. And the more you watch the game, the more you have to be impressed with this part of play here. Just this composure. We've seen them play at speed before, but never with this composure.
Well, my ears pricked up at that. And Leon Cameron was out at Hawthorn under Alistair Clarkson for several years. So I thought, you know what? He's probably trying to base the way they're playing on that Hawthorn style. Fair enough, their accuracy by foot is nowhere near Hawthorn's yet. But if that's the model we're looking at, well, gee, they're executing pretty well tonight.
They are. Witts had a second crack at it. Elliott just opened the door ever so slightly for Kennedy, who was happy to oblige. Puts the pressure on Marley Williams, and it grows. Jeremy Cameron just needed the ball to bounce. Look at he's sure.
He's like the goalie in the EPL. He's let one through and he's blaming everyone else.
Oh, they've gone gold sack here. They've gone gold sack on Cameron at this moment, unless Keith can't get to the contest. Now he's gone back down there, Keith.
He's a long way, wasn't
Is
he?
he?
Away
What?
from him. Still not. Now he arrives as Blair. Didn't see a lot of Collingwood jumpers. Swan just slapped it on the boot. It might end okay for him. Reid, no, couldn't contain it. And the ball's spilling out. And Doug was able to take it off to Hampton now. Collingwood lead by 1.
He's
4.5 to go.
Well, that's too easy from Dane Swan then. I know he kicked the ball out, but allow that easy lead up.
Adams got through to Cameron. There's Witts lending a hand. Shaw stretching out Pendlebury for an uncomfortable moment or two, but he really did know where his opponent was. Side bottom, he's got McCaffrey. Is there penetration on the kick? There is. Charging forward is Goldsack. He's got, and he didn't get it onto him quick enough. And the Collingwood fans growing impatient. So the kick eventually hits the target, but in the meantime, Hampton's got back to fill the hole in front of Cloak. So it might have to be a slower approach for the Pies.
I know it was a little thing, but Tomlinson's manning the mark then on McCaffrey was fantastic.
He forced him to go back, retreat.
Yeah, it was, and he
yeah.
played the corridor, knowing that he doesn't like kicking on his left foot, and his right foot would have come into the corridor, so it was brilliant.
He's actually had a very good quarter, Adam Tomlinson, for a quiet first half. He found a little bit of it as loose man in defence after Timmy Moore went down early.
Down to Pendlebury and off to McCaffrey. And now side bottom again. There's no one in the square. It's sort of a horseshoe around of Pies forwards. Now they arrive. Touch ball. Got through to Shield, not as far as Cloak. And he needed some help. And he got it. And they're out of there. Ward's kick to the wing. He's just buying some time. Unless it falls for Cameron. And it did. He's had to work really hard up the ground since quarter time. And then try and work his way back on his own to some degree.
He can't go anymore, Big Keefy. He's had it. He's absolutely spent. He's been caught in one-on-ones. He doesn't want to be there at the moment. I feel for him.
I reckon I'd throw Goldsack back there, Kingy. If there's going to be someone, maybe just Goldsack for 7 or 8 minutes to give him a spell.
Good throw.
Witts through to Thomas. Side bottom, again chancing the arm a little. O'Brien and Goldsack had to synchronise. O'Brien, look at the Giants players just circling around. There was 4 or 5 of them, and it was too hard to get out.
Have a look at them there, the boys. Cameron looks a bit more relaxed than Keith, let me tell you that.
It was a late inclusion for his first game for the year last week, Keith.
Well
so
done.
not a lot of footy under the belt. Adams, and again the boundary line.
That'll be deliberate if it goes out.
No, it doesn't. So Shaw.
Got no one to kick to down the line here.
Absolutely bereft of really good options, wasn't he?
I'm going to give credit to GWS. I reckon their defensive work behind the ball has just been brilliant. And look at this sloppy kick.
Now Witts, Pendlebury just on the ground. Provided a welcome sight for him. Thomas did enough. Can use McCaffrey. Can pop it over the top to Beams. And the same to Swan. Saw it at the end. They bolt back towards goal. The Pies charging through Elliott. Got Cloak there. Ignored him at his own peril.
This kid's got blinkers on.
Has he what? He deserves... Oh, it looks like he's hurt himself, but that is embarrassing for Jamie Elliott. Let's have a look, Durham. This is where I agree with, because Cloakey was 5 metres free in front of that handball then, and I tell you what, the runner will go straight out to him, I would think.
He's concussed. I think he hit his head hard on the ground there. He's in a bit of trouble here.
Is his arm or shoulder as well, Kingy, do you think?
I think he just smashed his head into the turf.
No, he's just concussed,
after the tackle.
Great tackle.
The whole body falls on top of his head, sandwiches it into the deck. It looked like his shoulder might have had a bit of trouble. But watch this, sandwich completely onto the deck.
Well, they're already without Tim Moore, who was subbed off earlier with concussion.
It was a good tackle.
Oh, it was a ripper, wasn't it?
But you know what? The kid Elliott's, what a wonderful talent he is, sure. But every time he's got the ball 60 out from goal, and you know he's a few steps away from being range, opposition know to pick up the tempo and sprint him down, because you know he's going to hold it, and he's going to hold it to a point where he wants to take the shot.
Last 2 minutes of the third quarter are going to be mighty interesting. Witts brings it to ground. Beams stretching hard out to Shaw. You can see the urgency.
Well, we had that talk about Zorko last week about whether he should have handballed and range goes in. But on that occasion, Cloak's, he's 7 metres clear of him in front.
That's a give.
He gives and then shepherds his man up. He nearly runs into an open goal. That is just purely selfish in a player who is thinking about his own position in this side.
One thing from the GWS point of view, that sort of action could just be the thing that sparks a real run of goals and just changes the momentum in this game. It's a fantastic moment for the club.
Yeah, no doubt that tackle will be highlighted, won't it, from here somewhere along the line.
Maxwell's forward again.
So we've seen
gone to him.
3 short passes for Collingwood, and they've actually advanced nowhere. That's fine. That's modern footy. You've got to hang on to it if you can. But it's a good reflection of the way the Giants have got themselves organised. In the end, it's a high ball to Witts. It was a difficult one for him. And you can see the annoyance on the face of Toby Green. You can understand why.
Cribbed the mark. He was lucky not to get a 50 against him.
Witts heaves it up. Cloak.
Too easy.
Didn't mark it. Brought it down to Beams. Off the left. He's got the ability. There's plenty of torque on this one, but he just couldn't get it to come back. That would have been a handy one right at on the buzzer at 3/4 time.
Inside 50s for the third quarter, 15-7 in favour of Collingwood. 5 goals, 6 to 3 goals straight.
Here's another rebound from defence.
Haynes, Brogan, in front of Nathan Brown.
He's doing it tough, Brogues, but he's a good soldier, isn't he? He's just wonderful for these kids.
He was out for a long time, had one game back in the NEFL, and then played last week, and you could see the difference it made to the team straight away. They've lost a lot of their tall players for a lot of the season, and it has had an impact. Pendlebury. Side bottom waiting till the big number 10 got in the right position to come again. Drives it up, but doesn't get enough on it. And Haynes has done enough, and that might be all they need to do for this third quarter. They'll be behind at the last break, but there's only 2 points in it here at the MCG. And given how dangerous Collingwood looked after they banged through 4 early goals in this term, I reckon Leon Cameron and his Chargers would take this 2-point deficit at 3/4 time, Derm.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, they don't yet to register a win here, but they can sniff something happening against the biggest club in the land.
Wouldn't that be something? Nathan Buckley, all the pressure he'll know is on Collingwood in this last term. They did win the quarter. They doubled the Giants at 11 scoring shots to 3. But Kevin Sheedy, in his last game as coach on the MCG, has he got something? We know he's got that bloke, Jeremy Cameron, who added another 2 to his tally for 7. Could they do it, Derm?
Well, it'll be shown up in the first 10-12 minutes here. See if they've still got that physical power and strength left in their young bodies to compete against them.
Don't leave your sets, because right now it's Collingwood by 2. Are the Giants on the verge of a huge upset, or will the Pies be able to steady? It's not far away.
Here to see maybe get Collingwood across the line.
Mr. and Mrs. Cameron, they seem no fuss, don't they?
I love it.
Hey, the old man must have a bit of spunk in him, because young Jeremy's got a bit of pepper the way he plays. I reckon he can fire up the old man.
All right, we're into it, boys. Last quarter from the MCG, and Green sends GWS forward in a sideways sort of way, and charging out after it is he's Shaw. He comes, but he leaves it behind. Hoskin Elliott does what he can to get it forward. Enter Brogan, and Witts was also there to coming late. Keefe. So that the question is, who's on Jeremy Cameron? And the answer is Nathan Brown's back on him, which is interesting. McCaffer has the mark. The ball with Collingwood. And Reid, who's out of his normal environs today, up in defence. He's backing the forward line. He's been there all day. High kick to full forward, and Swan. He lasts the longest. and laughs last.
He doesn't like going forward, but let me tell you, one-on-one, he is one of the strongest players in the Collingwood unit. And I know he's only up against Green here. It's not a massive test of that strength, but he has got great core strength. I think he should be going forward instead of going to the bench a lot.
Well, as we said earlier, he has been a regular goal kicker for Collingwood over the years. A testing set shot, not normally from here. I mean, it looks elementary, doesn't it? But under these pressures, it can be difficult. And he misses.
I think the first goal here is huge. If the GWS Giants can kick the first one, keep the emotion in the game, keep the run in their game, they can really put a scare on here in this next 20 minutes.
Oh, the doubts will be many, won't they, for Collingwood if they can do that.
There's another uncontested kick in.
Tomlinson.
Well, that's dangerous.
And Elliott did as well as he could have, but Zach Williams is a much improved young man and starting to enjoy finding the footy and doing stuff with it. It's over the line and out of bounds.
Well, they're going with Keith on Brogan now. I know he was off the bit, but did he get enough spell? There's Kevin Sheedy, his last appearance, we would think, at the MCG, unless he gets another job down the track.
You wouldn't write him off, would you? Not completely. Giles, here's Witts. Kennedy in the mix, Beams to Pendlebury. Now, recharging back to the goal square. He turned quickly, he's got a free. He's got a free, Ben Reid.
He turned quicker than Josh Bruce and then went to shrug him, and Joshy Bruce then clings on, and that's where the hold comes from. They're both running back towards goal. The damage has already been done by then. It's not for that. It was before that. The free kick was blown for the whistle before that.
So Ben Reid missed a crucial shot last week. This one, he should make it count. And for Collingwood, he needs to. It swings late, but it's already through. Whew, deep breath again. Thank goodness, says Ben Reid.
Well, Dermot, the instructions of GWS, I would have thought at three-quarter time was, get the ball on the outside and let's use our leg speed, because that's the one massive issue. And there you see just the scragging umpire right in the right spot for it to happen. They're gone tall again, Collingwood, though. Cloak, yep. Grundy and Reid all forward. Maybe thinking they're going to get a lot more supply, and those big blokes don't get any smaller.
It's a seven-man Collingwood forward line at the moment down there, Derm.
They've manned up the extra. So you watch, GWS will roll another one back. They'll make it an 8-man here. That's what they've done all evening. And as we talk, Tom Scully rolls into the back line.
Which means it's much lighter on for numbers in the forward line for GWS. Brogan, Goldsack, took it. And he knew where he was headed. Down the middle, works the angles for McCaffer. Oh, he spilt the mark at the very last moment. Lost the run of it to Hampton. Prodigiously talented. Well done from Josh Thomas to win it back. It ain't over yet, though. Hampton kept them all guessing and delivers for Cameron again.
He's within range here.
His mum wanted 8. His mum wants 8. He's on 7, Jeremy Cameron. He's not looking to score.
Not looking to score.
Get the slingshot here. Get the slingshot. You watch left footers.
Now he is.
You'll go into the corridor the last couple of steps.
Side bottom's desperately close there for the 50.
Just watch him go out sideways here at the end.
With 7 goals to his name, Jeremy Cameron can't get enough. It was just beyond him. High one for Brogan. Keith did all the hard work, but it's not over yet. Adams a fumble. It's a big stage, isn't it, for these young Giants in the last quarter. Scully. And remember back to round 4 when they were in front of Melbourne at three-quarter time, and the Demons, they kicked 11 in the last quarter and ran all over the top of them. I wouldn't think that's going to happen today, but here's the instructions.
That's when you give the umpire a bad mouth and say, well, throw it in further.
Beams kicked it up to the wing, and Maxwell saw it out.
I'm sort of glad, Hutto, that Cameron didn't kick that one. Had trouble keeping his parents quiet at three-quarter time.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, they were low fuss, Kingy.
I reckon it was pure. I loved it.
Goldsack. Assistance provided, much needed too. And there's a great smother.
Well, that's a good sign.
Yep. Taylor Adams, he's a beauty too.
Had to look up to watch his own smother then too, up the scoreboard.
He's a tough little
That's
fellow.
what you do these days, Shorey. looking for technical assistance, of course. Up to the wing. Maybe had a little bit of jumper there. Maxwell was well picked up, wasn't it, by Ward, and now works through Daly to Tomlinson. Harassed to within an inch of his life, and the ball now goes over. Maxwell takes it out. They've kicked 1-1 to no score in this final term, which has lasted 6 minutes so far.
I'm free.
Harry O'Brien's got a clean run at it, so a side bottom.
Blair, oh, crunch.
He's so small, and then he just bends the knees, feels a bit of contact and collapses as well. It's a free kick, but he knew exactly what he was doing.
Wasn't a great kick for Cloak, but he's just a man mountain. Very hard to get it over or around. So Cloak takes the mark for the Pies. Spots something he likes. And that was it, Nick Maxwell. Witts is working back to the goal square, demanding it long. The kick goes in the direction of Witts. He's slightly behind Bruce. Well played, Bruce. At the front, just trying to make his path through was Elliott. Beams, Goldsack. Goldsack again. Adams' body being thrust in every direction. The squeeze is on here, 30 metres out from goal.
Tyson Goldsack, just that he fumbles a little bit under pressure, trying to think ahead to get the ball out before it's got in his hands. Something you have to avoid, especially when you're in defence.
Side bottom, trying to add that touch of class around goals. A player like Andrew Cracker being missed in a situation like this. Maybe. Dwyer got plenty of the ball on the boot.
Means he got nutmegged there. The ball got kicked between his legs.
It sounds silly, Derm, but this is a perfect opportunity for GWS to score. They love space forward of centre, and they can come at speed. They can score here.
All right, the ball is in their back pocket.
Dane Swan, holding the man. Dane Swan.
Free kick to Dane Swan. That's a heartbreaker for the Giants.
Toby Green, is that Toby Green on the mark? I'm just wondering whether he took his eye off the ball. Oh yeah, you cannot do that. Just allow the contest to go. It's better than have a snapshot at goal and give a free kick like that.
Cool. Missed one earlier in the quarter. Dane Swan, Collingwood lead by 9. This game still hanging in the balance. Swan comes in. Again, it was well right, but it worked its way back for a goal. That one counts. And it hurts the Giants. It's out to 15 now.
That does hurt, that. How he's let young Green know about it too. Look, the only thing he did wrong was face him. Gee, Lingy would have been out of a career completely if he started now.
Too soft, do you reckon, Doom?
Ah, it's really soft. I've been telling you, I went through a career and never got a free kick that soft.
.28 disposals, 3 goals, 3 for Dane Swan. And Collingwood lead by 15. It's their biggest margin in the match. And it comes at a good time. Grundy got the tap down.
He's got some go in him, young Grundy. I mean, he hasn't got big possessions or anything like that, but he's not scared of body contact, which is what you love in the centre square.
Couldn't stop Williams that time. Cameron, oh, well done, Nathan Brown. To just back himself, despite what happened at the start of the game. Take the mark like that. O'Brien, the Collingwood fans have suddenly got a bit of a feel for it. They're starting to make a bit of noise. And the Giants have to be a mix of cautious but still attacking enough to create some scoring opportunities here, as they're just cornered into the back pocket at the moment.
Yeah, Brucey can't get onto the right foot. He had a player on down the line in Kennedy, but a bit mechanical the way he puts ball to boot, and only has the left foot.
A real up and under. Kennedy's still best placed to mark, and he very nearly took a ripper. Side bottom,
Now he's
clamour
dived
for
on
it. It's just out the side. Trelaw. Fumble from Pendlebury. A rare side indeed. Thomas the next to stand up and go down.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
Ball back in dispute, but not for long, although Shaw ran out of ideas and just had to give it up with a handball. Ward, Trelaw again, not enough pressure as far as Collingwood would be concerned. Smith jams it up to half forward, almost from Giles. Clever play from Goldsack to Swan to Maxwell. They step it out now. Elliott Kicks it centre half forward. He's got some liberties here, Elliott. Got to give. He'll know he has to. He's going to be caught. Shakes the tackle and pass to Reid. Not paid. Just got the handball off and he needed to. Elliott again. Good abrupt turn of the body. Kept it bubbling for the Pies. Eventually, it's Steele side bottom. The man of Steele puts it through.
Well done to Jamie Elliott then. He just identified. He was going to take him on again. I reckon he just thought,
Went through his mind,
didn't it? And he gave that first kick, and Reid, I thought, nearly got it on the half volley. But then he followed up and got that handball out, which kept the ball alive. Look at side bottom here, boys. One step, and he kicked it on the outside of his boot. In other words, he knew where that was going. Oh, that's not a good sign, Reid, coming off the ground.
So that's not a great sight for Pies fans. This is why Ben Reid is off the ground.
Ooh, left ankle.
Watch it here. Oh, boy.
Jeez, does he strap his ankles?
I hope so. I think it's compulsory, isn't it?
Shield out of the middle.
Why isn't that a free
That
kick
had
if
to
you
be a
give one
free
at the
kick.
other end?
Jeremy Cameron for his 8th. He misses.
That has to be a free kick,
How can
Dermot.
that not be?
Every minute of the day.
How can that not be a free kick when you give one to Swan at the other end for 1/10 the amount over the shoulder, holding the jumper? The only thing he didn't do was trip him.
Or saddle him.
Margin is 20 points. We've just been informed that David Evans has resigned as the Essendon president. Chairman. Kick goes out to the wing. Grabbed by Cloak. Side bottom, O'Brien. Now, Swan. The Pies have got a thirst for it now. Swan kicks to half forward. Aggressive play by Bruce. Tomlinson. They swarm in hard again. He managed to keep it in Collingwood hand. Big Wits towards goal. And the goal umpires on the back there.
Josh Bruce, got to take them. I'm a rep for him as a player. I reckon he can really develop into something, but must take those. But now they've got to roll the dice.
Yeah. Play on, get some extra yardage and maybe try and come up the corridor, but he's going to keep possession and misses the kick.
Hampton kept in, swatted well by Shaw. Got it into Grundy. Shaw again, he angled it across the face. Gives everyone an opportunity. Blair scampering through. Gets the handball. Green did as well as he could to Scully. Now Cameron's got a couple of metres, although Williams just come off the bench to try and reinforce the Collingwood defence. And anyway, as it turned out, the Giants couldn't get the flow they were after.
They're out on the wing though here, GWS.
Hard run.
And they've got the man wide at half forward in Bug waiting for this from Hoskin Elliott. Keefe's had to charge a long way, and he did! And he clambered over the top, and he's been paid the mark. It's a great effort.
Thanks, guys. Guys, go back.
Devin Smith not impressed.
Back up, no, back here with me.
Just didn't get back off the mark, Hoskin Elliott, quick enough.
Well done to Keith. Look at Keith in the background there. He's got his hands on his head. He's off the bit again, but
He ran hard to get there.
it was great to leave his opponent to make sure that he intercept mark there.
Swan didn't take it from the Thomas kick. Look at that, Derm. Hampton, terrific
Gonna
stuff.
get it again here.
And look,
Saturday Night Fever.
He has, yes. Got the tight jeans on out there, Derm. Or the
He sold the dummy to himself.
Well, if you could move like that, why wouldn't you?
Now, Wits from centre half back. Always bouncing. Cameron just showing what he can do. To half forward, waiting down side bottom, but falls for Haynes. And now Hoskin Elliott guiding ball. They need one very, very soon, the Giants. The Pies doing well. You can see their
Well done,
desperation
Wits.
in
Well
defence.
done.
Keith just cornered. Some tired boys out there now, isn't there? As Keith kicks to side bottom.
This is what I feared for GWS, that they physically might run out of the power or the strength. Not the fitness running, but the power that...
Thomas improvised. McCaffrey, it's all about the bounce. Slave to the bounce. Well done, Adams. Got the handball. Instantly they moved it on, sensing the danger. Plenty of Giants right out here. Brogan, they share it around. Adams. Just got the kick away. Scully back with the fly. What a mark!
Great effort.
Brilliant.
Get up and swing. Play on.
Oh, he played regrets it.
He didn't. Did he step off the mark?
Must have sworn out on the full, but it gives time for Collingwood to...
Jeez, what a brave mark.
He's been great today, Derm. I mean, this is fantastic courage, as you say, but he's been fantastic with his work rate, Scully. He sets the standard, no doubt.
That was wits in, the first one, but you're right, Kingy. That was a great mark then.
Now, Swan, what a massive last quarter he's played. He's had 8 disposals. There's a fumble from Beans. Hampton, O'Brien, and again they get out of jail, and again it's Dane Swan involved. That's his 9th disposal of the quarter. We're only just past the halfway mark. And the Pies sense they can just take the air out a little bit here. That'll help.
Swanee's had 9 possessions, but he's operating at 40% kicking efficiency. He gets plenty of it, but sometimes he just hacks them forward to his own team's disadvantage.
And that's why a lot of sides, are good sides, maybe don't think about putting a lot of time in the Dane Swan.
To centre half forward, and it comes unglued for the Pies. And a nice mark taken by Kennedy. He's got Scully away at half forward, but it's just out of his reach. So he goes short to Haynes.
Play on, son.
Still got some numbers to work with. Poor kick. Swan takes the mark.
Got to aim at the knees if you're trying to hit up that target.
Shaw. Come back to that Derm. Shaw spreads it wide to Cloak. A long way from goal, remembering that Ben Reid is still off the ground injured. Witts is there off as well at the moment, so it's a small forward line. Pendlebury and side bottom into his lap. He puts it through and just about puts it beyond down.
I understand what you're saying. You look at the knees because you know that if you pass the ball to that level, it's very hard to intercept, isn't it? Or spoil. I know that was easy.
We're having a good run here with the umps, the Magpies.
Yeah, could well have been a free.
Hands on the shoulder and puts the opponent out of the contest. And it's an unrealistic jump, and he puts hands on the shoulders. Having a real good go here.
Take us through that target at the knees, Derm.
Well, what you do, if you're a lead-up forward, the hardest kick to hit is a player leading out of the forward line who leads directly at you, hard at you. So what you have to do is you aim to get the ball to him, try and hit him with the knees in it, because more often than not you overcook it, and if you do, well, he runs into it at chest height. The worst thing you can do as the kicker is kick it over his head, because that's where his opponent is.
They just escaped a couple of times there, the Pies. They're on the fly again. Beams. Witts looks likely here. He leaps, he marks, and he'll line up for goal. Just duck down to Kingy.
Just that last kick there from Steele side bottom in the goal square. It's really dangerous to just punt that ball into the cheer squad as hard as you can. I don't know whether he meant it or not, but it was just an awkward moment. You can see here, it's a top spinning kick. A lot of kids in the crowd there. That ball coming in. I'm not sure that he meant it, but it is a dangerous part of our game.
Yeah, didn't bother plugger.
And there's the kick. Sails through.
It's not the running fitness now. It is the power in the bodies. It's the physical presence, the ability to break tackles, the ability to stand up in tackles and still get the ball away. And Josh Bruce is... I really like the way that Joshy Bruce competes. He just had no jump left in him then.
It's another pre-season, isn't it? Another year of body development more than anything, I would think.
Yeah.
Five goals to just one behind in this last quarter. And there's the telling marks inside 50. Witts holds on, brings it to ground. You see if the Giants can hit hard out of the middle. Well gathered by Ward. Just stay ahead of the game. In the end,
run hard again, Tom Scully.
He's kicked a half forward. Trying to track it down, Williams. Ooh. Scully in a tangle. And now O'Brien. Those knees are up and pumping.
Good support by Harry then. He's come from the opposition, the other wing, the opposing wing, to lend assistance in that back pocket.
Beams, well done side bottom, had to go, he knew it.
Well, if I listen to one talkback radio and hear Collingwood say the umpires robbed us, This is the best run they've ever had, I reckon.
Oh, get over it, Doom, will you?
Sure. Advancing through the middle, changing the angles. No one was quite sure where it was headed. Least of all Grundy. He's got another free, Doom.
Stand that up against the Jeremy Cameron one, though.
I want to bring this up, boys. This man he's gone to. Well, that's a free kick every day.
That's a free kick.
This man, Brodie Grundy, they've had a lot of confidence in him as being the around-the-ground ruckman. He's had 50 contests, as in ruck contests, to Witt's 39. They've thought Witt's is a more dangerous. So that's a big rap for this kid, isn't it, in his first game of footy? I know against the young opposition, but I don't know about the haircut, dude.
I like the Shintaro.
Do you like that?
A little top knot? Yeah. If you cut that off, he loses all his prestige.
Well, here he is in his first game, looking for his first goal. It was a bit inside out.
That was a bit Clint Eastwood, High Plains drifter.
I like it because he likes to hurt people, as in fairly. He's just hard at the contest.
You man mountain, Tony Shaw.
Kick to the wing.
There he is again.
He was prepared to go hard, wasn't it? Yeah, there, back into it. Bruce is feeling it. Under 5 minutes to go. Collingwood's lead at 34.
All right, let's see if we can get Jeremy one more.
You know, his mum wanted 8, so you reckon he should be able to please his mum. Quick kick forward from Chalor. Shaw's been unpassable at late.
Oh, no.
Oh.
You can see Big Witsy. Bad decision by Heath Shaw, but...
Brokes can't run out of sight in a dark night. He's got the turning circle of the Queen Mary. The only way he was going to lay that tackle is if Heath ran into him. And he did.
And he did.
Play on. Still me.
Yeah, it's you.
You.
Again.
Oh, it's hard to keep that fluency going. That was brilliant out of there from Dwyer. You can lock it in the 50. Williams tries to get it out. Bug. Blokes are still acting like it's the start of the game, not the end, aren't they, with their decision-making. Kennedy, another dangerous handball. Dane Swan, he knows where to turn, knows when to shake the tail feather and keep it moving. Cloak, oh boy, could have laid off the handball, but he kicked the goal himself.
Well, there was a shot on offer for the last 2 possessions of that passage. Then Clokey, a little give off here. Curtly happening now. He doesn't load the tackle coming here on Swan. Bang. Yeah, Swan's pretty powerful and can turn on a dime, but he's got to do better than that.
Let me tell you, Jamie Elliott, didn't he handball that one quick? He said, I missed you last time, mate. You're going to get this one. Look at this. Bang.
Yeah. 40 points
40
at the moment.
points.
But
Yeah, amazing, isn't it?
It's flattering to Collingwood.
Yeah,
They've
no
been
doubt.
better than that GWS. They played 3 very good quarters and had a real dig, but as you say, Shorey, they're a pre-season short,
6
competing
goals,
all the way.
6 goals to 1 point in this quarter.
Are you more optimistic than most about the Giants, Derm, or I mean, you've worked with them closely?
This midfield of the Giants is going to be something extraordinary. There's still a couple of places in the build yet to be purchased or plugged into.
Yep.
But as a collection of talent, I could name 12 other teams. GWS are closer to a premiership than 10 or 12 other teams because of the talent they have on this list.
Great effort from Elliott just to get out of nowhere. Couldn't quite take the Sheeran with him.
Jeez,
Big problems at centre-half back here. There's a player down for
I
the
think
Giants.
it's Hoskin Elliott.
In real trouble.
Yeah, he is motionless. Did Hoskin Elliott or Kennedy?
I think it's Hoskin Elliott.
Got to stop this play, don't they, the umpires?
They're taking their toll. Yeah, Hoskin Elliott.
Oh, gee, it was courageous too. Well done, son. You won't remember it, but he will see it later down the track and be pretty proud of what he did, though.
Yeah.
Who was it who laid the tackle on Jamie Elliott in the 3rd quarter? It was Kennedy. Gee, I thought he got a double dose here in the one game.
Watch his head here on the ground. Gee whiz.
It's been a painful game to watch, hasn't he? Just winced.
Oh, he's gone. Look at the eyes.
The eyes are
That's
open.
horrible to see.
I'll tell you what it does do for 2014 and beyond. It shows the commitment these young kids have got to the contest.
No
We've
doubt.
had 3 players concussed today through putting themselves where other players wouldn't, if you like, to say it nicely. But I think they've put themselves really in trouble in the hot spot, if you like, Shorey. And I think it's a great sign for the future.
I reckon you've hit it right on the head there, Kingy. Fantastic to see the way. And look, he went there not even thinking about, you're going to get hit somewhere. Hopefully you might mark it and the hit might hit you in an area where it doesn't hurt, but it doesn't have any impact, which can happen. But the time that you pull out, it can take years and years to get the opportunity to get it back.
It'll be interesting. Can you get your input on this? First season in, and Mark Williams, had a real accent for these young lads on defensive football and commitment and, I suppose, real pressure acts. Leon Cameron comes in as the assistant coach with a real big influence over them in year 2. And it's more about, let's have a go at the run and spread and fatigue the opposition. We saw that tonight on the rebound. They really exposed Collingwood with fleet of foot pace going forward. When they settle into their 3rd year, is it a balance between the two, or which way do you see the accent going on this team?
I think you're right. They'll find a balance somewhere between the two modes, and there's a time for both, depending on how the game's going. Momentum's king at the moment in football. You've got to be able to stop the opposition run, but you've also got to create some problems. And we've seen the Giants today with ball in hand have been fantastic, particularly down back, and they've been down some troops, and they've got a high rotation of talent coming in week to week. So they haven't settled their team down yet. They haven't settled their mode down yet. But if you take the scoreboard out of it, which is hard to do at times, today's been fantastic for them.
Doubt.
It won't be a win, but there's been some significant ground made in the last couple of weeks.
We came to this game, we said, look, probably the story is Collingwood thinking you're going to win the game. But I'm with you, King, on that one. Not just the acts of courage that we've seen, their ball use has been very good, and they would talk about a little bit of Hawthorn there. They're going to make mistakes, and you can see this probably coming, or knowing it might come, that the bodies, they're not going to cope with the 4 quarters or as much as that, and that's what's happening inside. But there are great signs. Maybe need another forward, another key forward who might help, and we think we know who it might be if he gets the opportunity to go there.
Is there enough room for Buddy and Jeremy in the forward one? Let's hope this young man is okay, and our best wishes are with him. There's so many collisions these days in footy. I know we're putting as many rules as we can in to avoid it, but we're seeing a lot.
I tell you, I was with Cyril Rioli this afternoon very early, and he could hardly walk after that game last night. He was just that sore everywhere in his body.
That's because he played Essendon, and Essendon will always punch you.
You've got to get over that. Get over it. Yes. It's like the umpires. Get over it.
All right, we're ready to restart. And it drops a little shorter than the ruckman we're anticipating. Devon Smith kept it alive. Interesting decision. Half forward. O'Brien to Witts. Green. Hampton. Breaks the tackle. Flashing through. And unfortunately doesn't quite have the climax that the build-up deserved.
Hey, what if he kicked it out with Dermot? He would have been out of his chair then. His love child.
I tell you what, Saturday Night Fever. He's on the mark. They've all got the starfish jumps on the mark, haven't they?
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I know. Turn, baby, turn. Disco Inferno.
What about the Pies? We said tonight was going to be about the Pies. We've been so impressed with the Giants. But are they ready to take on those? Well, they've got Essendon next week for a start.
Massive issue. With the lack of intensity defensively from their forward line, their midfield, gee, they've got some massive problems.
Yeah, it's going to be a blockbuster next week. We're looking forward to bringing you that game as the ball comes through O'Brien and out to Dwyer, and now Marley Williams, who's been a real find for them this year.
Been good.
A real find, and they needed that small defender. And we know they lost Tuvey, and he's a different type of player, but he has at least given them that dash out of defence. Maxwell got his own issues there with 2 Giants to contend with. He's half trying to say he got rid of it and half trying to keep it in with his feet.
I'll tell you one thing, sorry, I'm watching Marley Williams.
There's the next
four. Essendon, Sydney Swans, Hawthorn, West Coast. That's a tough. You don't know what's going to become of West Coast. Some are saying they put the queue in the rack. They've left Natanui out, and also Glassy for this round.
Pendlebury as they move forward.
There's the knee kick.
Cloak falls into the mark.
You mentioned Marley Williams. I watch him a lot, and I like watching players behind play, Shorey, and what they do and what they don't do. And Marley Williams, he looks, I think he's been wonderful in the back pocket for him. He's given them a little bit of zip around against opposition, agile, nimble, goal-kicking small forwards. But, gee, he's angry. He's very angry. He's like one of these, he's ready to explode. That'll come back.
This is for his fourth. And just the skin of the post. But 3 goals, 2 for Travis. How have you assessed his kicking, boys?
Oh, it's been okay. He hasn't had a lot. I thought his opponents have been all right on him. He's been numbered, but last 30 seconds of the game. And
for Kevin Sheedy, last 30 seconds as a coach on the MCG. What a magnificent contribution he's made to the game and to the action at this ground, the home of AFL footy. And we certainly salute you, Sheeds.
Well, we do. It's not going to be a presentation, is it? It's his last game at the MCG. Or
took a while for him and Hurdy to leave Essendon, didn't we? Had a few farewells to them there. So I think we'd do the same again, wouldn't we?
all right.
Siren sounds, and Collingwood win by 40 points. A terrific second half by the Pies, but that man we just saw a moment ago, Jeremy Cameron, kicked 7 goals, 1, and they really put it to the Pies today. We got a glimpse of the future, and the present already is quite grand for some of these young Giants. 50 goals for the year for Jeremy Cameron, but it's Collingwood in the end, the return of Harry O'Brien, and they get home by 40 points.
Methodical in the end for the last quarter. They did what I thought they had to do for most of the game. They physically got into the GWS boys and they belted them up. Superior body size, body mass, and able to stand